This podcast contains adults using adult language. You have been warned.
Looking back on a past where we still had a chance, we were pawns in a game that we could not win.
And it's doing it again. Oh my God, why are you messing with me this way? Oh God. Okay, so we are live and you can hear us, but for some reason, you can't see us.
I'm invisible.
I don't know. Oh, here we go.
I stepped away from the screen.
Nope, I think we're fine. Yep, there we go. We're fine. Hi, everybody. It's Sunday. Which means not only is it time for technology to run amok, but it is also time for the semi-famous Team X. Perhaps you've heard of us.
We're a big deal.
Semi-famous.
We're kind of a big deal. At least we were for about 3 seconds on Wednesday. So
big deal for our dogs.
Listen. It's not what everybody else thinks.
My mom thinks I'm
what
cool.
we think.
My mom thinks I'm cool.
Our moms do say, well, no, my mom doesn't say that. No, but guys, thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of Team X, an official franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated, operating out of the Pinedale region with exclusive rights to the Chondalwood region, which is several weeks southeast of civilization. But that is not where our characters are now. But before we get to that, I think we need to go around the horn and introduce ourselves. So starting in we'll call it the 11 o'clock position on going around the horn here. Yes, that would be you.
Okay. I wasn't actually looking at the stream. I'm Clues. I'm playing Dren, my gem weaver, a tinker gnome that loves chaos. Smile.
I'm already frustrated. This is good because I need to get into character.
5 minutes in.
Yeah,
good. All right.
Get your grumpy on.
Moving along.
Yes, it's you.
Clockwise.
Also, you're muted.
Listen.
Clockwise. I didn't hear clockwise. I'm sorry. I'm getting into character too. Hi, I'm Mikey.
Clocks are not wise.
I'm Viking Goat, and I play a thinner general drunk who thinks anything is edible as long as it's a jerk, and he's kind of a nice person. For someone who's 10'6" and might accidentally step on you.
Oopsie.
He's like a giant, clumsy capybara.
Yes. A giant, clumsy,
Omnivorous.
deadly, omnivorous capybara.
A little bit.
Continuing around the horn.
I am Blind Cleric. I play human fighter Hugon Valander, who is in a constant state of aggravation, no doubt thanks to our gnome.
Not my fault.
It is entirely 100% your fault. And moving now to our newest member. Yes, be shocked.
Shocked.
Be grateful for this
Shocked.
opportunity.
Shocked and appalled.
I am grateful. My name is Roz, also known as Purple Monkey Robots, and I play a tiefling bard named Eno with scarlet skin and crimson eyes and hair. And I usually wear a hood, which I don't have on right now. It's down. The hood's down. Serious business right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
we are serious now.
That's right.
That's how you can tell.
Why?
Horns
So
out,
serious.
you know? Swords
That's
out,
right.
horns out.
Horns out.
So, yeah, throw up the horns. And I am St. Brian. I will be your dungeon master for this evening. So, today's game, Shadows Part 5, Episode 5 of Season 2 here. When we last left our heroes, so as we mentioned before, they had been accepted as the newest franchisees for Team X, operating out of Pinedale, with exclusive rights to the Chondalwood region, in the hopes that they would be able to find new territories, to find new resources, new ways to help enrich, well, pretty much Ohm and Dren, and that's about it.
Essentially.
Essentially. But upon arriving there, they had discovered that there were some issues in the forest there, that the watch had gone missing, and they were largely responsible for ensuring the safe flow of commerce from deep within the Chondalwood, a very generally dangerous area, out to the rest of the world, and had discovered that, hey, they just kind of up and disappeared and no one knows quite where they went. They had been approached by some mysterious entity, giving them some a little glimpse into a potential future that could behold them, but unaware of how to potentially avoid said future. During the course of some of their misadventures within town, you can see some of the open contracts they have in below my picture there. They have to investigate a watch post to see how they lost contact there. They're trying to restore commerce to El Boulder, which is the town on the outside of the Chondalwood. There's always retrieving the giant spider legs for food, for food purposes, because essentially they are land crab.
No,
And,
we're not going to do that. We're not doing that.
And
You can mark failed or abandoned on that quest.
Do it. You can do it.
I know can is not in question. Can we? Yes.
Choose not to.
Will I? No. No.
We will not go into that creep show of a house filled with giant spiders. But during the course of they did successfully complete one of their contracts, which was helping negotiate the breaking of ground on a new mage academy within the Chondalwood. But during the course of that, they discovered they have a rival faction working against them, Lord Zedram Kai, who has plans and designs on the area.
And who also isn't going to be alive for very much longer.
But what turns out one of his retinue was kind of soul bound to another one of his retinue, unwillingly. Dren, my gem weaver, was able to perform a ritual in order to solve this, but inadvertently bound her own soul to Lord Lissa Fiedlerson. While this was happening, Hugon Valander communed with his pantheon and received some special help in the way of a mask to help him in his
I like how we're going to call it help.
help.
What did you do? Well, we woke the demon up.
Whoops.
Oopsie. Listen.
I beg your pardon? Yeah, he's awake now. And
Listen,
that's good for us.
it's-
How? It just is.
who hasn't gone to IKEA, mispronounced one of the names in there, and accidentally awakened one of the old ones? It happens. It just
You don't count because that's like your native.
because you know how to say the words. So they went to the monastery of Shadow. They were sent on a quest down into this ancient library that had been taken over by some kind of dark force, where they discovered Dwergar had essentially infiltrated, as well as a large metal beastie construct, a steel predator, which was promptly tamed using was it a friend spell or a suggestion spell?
Oh, that's suggestion.
Promptly tamed through the
Friend
abuse
spell
of a magic spell.
Yes, with some lucky rolls, a steel predator was tamed for the time being. The Dwergar were ousted, as best they can tell. And during the course of them looking around the forbidden section of the library, they were approached by an entity from deeper within the library that apparently had some wards protected around it to prevent it from leaving a certain area, known only as the Librarian, who had offered her help.
Right.
And that is currently...
I had forgotten about that part.
That is currently where we are in our adventure. So the team here is in this more dilapidated section of the library itself. The rest of it seemed to be kept pretty well, but this is a section that looks like the Dwergar had a run of, at least on the lower levels, for some time. They had some run down there as they were performing their ghastly experiments, apparently trying to power a large metal construct using people. So it is a little dilapidated, but you guys were able to essentially figure out what through some of his insight into their particular version of the Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
Was able to kind of suss out how the section was organized, how the library was organized. But the librarian, who appears out of the shadows, pale skin, sharp features, dark eyes, dark hair, wispy dark gown, has offered her assistance, and that is where...
I don't know why I thought of David Bowie when you made that description, but I did. I have no... I was picturing David Bowie from Labyrinth.
Can he sparkle?
He could, if he so chose.
He could sparkle, but she has decidedly less mullet. This is more just like flowing black
True.
hair.
Okay, that's fair.
This is more...
If it's not a mullet, it's not.
Imagine someone looking more like Shadow Weaver from She-Ra, except the new She-Ra, except without the mask.
Right.
Yeah. So that is where we currently find ourselves. So, well, I mean, hey, do you guys want to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I got nothing else to do.
I'd die.
I mean, like, I broke out all my dice, so...
Yeah.
Oh, that's why these are here. Huh. New.
Shut up. You know why we're here.
I had a hammer
question.
to punish my dice, but I apparently moved it out of here. So,
Yeah.
so how? Yes. So the librarian.
We have a creepy ethereal creature, not necessarily ethereal in the sense of like extra planar, but like definitely supernatural.
Thunuk has a question. Actually, I have a question for Thunuk. Does this librarian seem like a nice person?
You would need to do an insight check.
Okay.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm just.
That's like the Nook's initial response. Like, are you friendly?
Are you cool?
Are you nice?
Nice person,
Let's find out.
or are we gonna have to kill you?
Are you cool?
Are you fed? You have to tell me if you're fed.
Are you
have
wearing
to,
a wire?
You have to tell me, right? If I ask you, you have to
tell
say if
me
you're a cop or
why.
not.
I got a 28.
Oh my
Jesus
god!
Christ!
F10 to insight.
Well, sir.
It's pretty good.
Are
You
they...
let me take. You let me take Unearthed Arcana crap. So.
I did, and I'm finding more and more that all of this is my own fault.
As it always is.
It always is that we have a temporarily tamed steel predator. You want to build powered armor.
Whoa. We want to take the powered armor. It's already built.
And I I only want to do extraplanal traveling. I mean, it's not that much.
And I'm
I
sure
wanna
Eno
steal-
Eno has his plans, which he has not made us aware of yet. I'm sure that he's filled with machinations.
Well, the current machination is that you rolled a 28. Are they a night? Okay, so I'm going to ask for clarification. What do you mean by nice?
It's fair.
Define nice.
Define nice. No, I'm being serious because that's like.
Yeah.
You know?
In this case, it is. Would they be nice to Thunuk? Would they be friends to Thunuk? Or is Thunuk going to have to educate them on the Four? And have you heard of them?
Would you like to talk about the Four? Not really.
I have some pamphlets.
We're gonna have to talk about the Four.
Have you heard the seasonal word?
Guys that go around door to door. Excuse me. Have you heard the good word of
Excuse
the
me,
floor?
knocking the door is now off of its hinges.
Oopsie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Down, whoops.
I can fix that.
But while fixing. Are they nice?
It was. I didn't. Okay, I'll curtail these in the future.
No.
I'm sorry.
This is because it's. I think it is a complicated question now. Everyone thinks, oh, are they nice? Well, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer was nice up until he wasn't. You know, Hannibal Lecter
He makes
is
a valid
nice
point.
until he's not. So
Until he decides to not be nice.
But let's say this.
Chew on your face a little.
What's a little face chewing between friends?
Some people pay extra.
It's true.
Some people
Hey, listen.
not even pay at all. Listen, sometimes.
No,
You
that's
feel
called marriage.
no, then you're always paying
You're welcome.
extra. You feel conflicted about this because you feel uncomfortable by the presence of the librarian, but you feel conflicted about them. Can I use better words than that?
Is this a predator-prey interaction thing? Or I don't know. So.
Yes, there is definitely that. And she is...
So he feels threatened?
Not necessarily threatened, but this is... Because there's times where a bird will land right next to a wolf and does not feel threatened because the wolf isn't currently hungry. But I think the bird is always keenly aware that it is a wolf. And wolves are by their nature predators.
Okay.
So this is, by all accounts, an apex predator. Now, as to whether they're nice or not, that probably just depends.
On how hungry it is.
On how hungry it is, or does it feel threatened, or does it feel bored? Are you know?
And these are in Thunuk's terms. So.
Yes. So yeah, I think that would be the best way to describe.
This is sort of what I feel like Eno's wheelhouse should be. And so like Hugon is kind of like staring down the creature in a very like, I have things to do, but if you make this a problem, we can reciprocate here.
So I saw the runes that indicated or sigils of protection, and it said this way to librarian, and it looked like those runes were trying to keep something out of where we are right now, or to keep, because you said there were sigils of protection and it was trying to keep something out.
It was essentially the way the sigils were oriented. It was whatever was on the other side of that door. It was to keep them in.
To keep them in. Okay.
Yes.
And she's still on the other side. I'd like to do a history check. So I'm a bard of the College of Lore.
Mm-hmm.
And I
would say that you are uniquely equipped.
And I got a 9.
Oh gosh.
That's
total?
with my +4. Yeah.
You did what now?
I got a 9 on my history check.
There,
I'm trying to figure out where, like, if I heard of her.
Probably not. With a 9, there's nothing that you can really remember
remember
at this moment. Nothing's really tickling your memory.
So I would say to her, why do you have to stay out there?
She says, I would prefer not to. But there are those who feel threatened by my presence. Feel free to remove the runes at any point.
Oh, well, no.
No.
Goodbye. And like he sort of like waves the team away from the creature. Like, we're going upstairs because we
Just,
have
like,
a Draugr.
shooing, like,
Yeah, like literally like shooing and like picking Dren up if she's not on the
Hey,
Doom Cat.
Well, she said she could help us find the book, right?
Yes, but so can you.
But
Right?
she could help us. Yeah, I can help you find the book because if I just have the right card, I just need to look it
Well,
up and
you
everything.
would
But I
figure it
think
out.
she knows exactly where it is, right?
Well, you had figured out it was on the 3rd floor.
It was on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, you had figured out.
Okay.
So yeah, you the investigation you had made, you were able to suss out that once you get like oriented on the floor, you could, you'd be able to narrow it down. It wouldn't be like, oh, the entire 3rd floor of this enormous library, and I need to find the one book. It's like you'd be able to figure out, okay, it's probably in this section.
So I could get it down to a section. Did it seem like she actually knows exactly where the book is?
She
Is that what
she had merely just said that she could help.
she could help?
Yes.
Okay, so I would turn to her and say, "Well, what kind of help are you willing to provide? And what is there payment that you are asking for that help?"
There is always a price.
That's a very interesting story. Bye. You
says-
can have fun down there because you're in there for a reason. Goodbye.
You
And
seek
like so like
knowledge,
handling the shaking gnome. It's like
but will you know what to do with it once you have found
be
it?
quiet. I don't want to talk to you.
Why are you touching me then?
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking to the.
Oh, okay.
I'm also mad at you. I'm also mad at the strange librarian thing. I have no time or interest in any of this. We have a Draugr to hunt and kill.
So I'll turn to Hugon and I'll say, "But I need to know why the weird shadow guy asked me to get
Well,
this."
And
for
that's
him.
fair. Yeah, and I think that you should deserve that knowledge, which is why I'm letting you hold the book and read the book while we're
You can look at it. Look with your eyes. Look with your eyes.
transporting the book.
Maybe so he'll turn to the librarian and say, "Maybe I can you hold that thought? Can I come back to you with the book sometime? And maybe you can help me then? Because I don't think
I
don't think that this person needs your help."
She says, I have nothing but time.
Yeah. And will just kind of nod and be like, have a good day.
Bye. Oh, no, we'll see you. Oh, bye. And she just stands there placidly.
Yeah. It's real nice.
hands folded in front of her. The gown's still flowing. No real reaction.
It flows while she's standing still.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
No, it's not interesting. It's bad.
No, I find it interesting.
It's like it's the Venn diagram of like fuck this. It's
Cynic's body language is like, this is all very, very pretty and everything.
body
but I'm going to
language,
get eaten.
creepy clothes, like creepy word choice,
And right in the middle.
Like, stuck in like a warded area. Like it's like right in the center of like this is not something you fuck with.
But maybe it was bad people that warded her out there.
Every
What if-
paladin who has ever fallen for the succubus trick has thought that thing.
And I hope that's the actual conversation you two are having.
I mean, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said to him. But maybe, what if it was bad people that made it so
Nick
she
leans
could
in
come
as
in?
you're saying that, and as a gigantic whisper as possible. I think she might eat us.
Well, that's very, very astute. Let's go upstairs. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, the longer that we stand here and dither, the farther away that Draugr gets. Or not Draugr, Dwergar.
That would be what if a drow and a dwergar have a kid, a drowgar.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Just think of the implications.
No, I don't. I won't.
Spidery looking.
No hand-me-down.
grail.
I rebuke you firmly.
Okay.
Up the stairs we go.
All right. So while you're doing that, are you bringing Sir Silverton with you up these steps, or is you just telling him to
Oh
sit?
yeah.
I think some people were going to ride on him, and then some people were going to walk. I think is what we decided.
Thunnik and I were going to walk, and so was Kohan.
So as you
Yeah.
go up, there's like, Dren, give me a perception check.
Ooh, 9.
Nope, you don't see anything. Okay. I'm
Riding
riding a
a metal cat.
I'm riding a cat.
This is the best day ever.
So you guys get yourselves up to the third floor. You have to, as you're getting up over the first 2 floors, you kind of have to step over some toppled over bookcases. Some of it's toppled over because it looks like in the process of them building whatever this experiment was, they were just knocking things over as they were, it seems like it might have been there for a little bit. Others are knocked over because, well, Dren, and using her chaotic Nutella ability. You could see there's like evidence of like, it looks like there's like, they were using part of these areas for like work spaces, as remote workspaces, as they were assembling different components.
Remote workspaces. It's like, are you telecommuting into the arcade workshop?
Yeah. He's like, well, you don't want to go in,
Like, I want to telecommute, but you can't manipulate the objects if you telecommute. Yeah, I know.
We'll just do it over here.
I don't want to.
So yeah, you can see there were some areas where they were maybe building some of the components of whatever this construct was. And you work your way a little further. Now you're onto the third floor. The third floor looks relatively left alone. There's a few books laying on the floor. It looks like maybe the Dwergar, maybe as they were bored, were just like looking at things and just throwing the books back in the floor rather than trying to figure out where they go. But in general, the third floor looks pretty looks pretty in pretty good shape. The red crystals on the walls are still glowing because they were not affected by the chaotic Nutella effect. So they're still working pretty well. So you guys just gonna look around for the different books that you're looking for, or what is it that you're?
Yeah. Hugo would turn to Eno. He's like, Eno, you're fairly certain that you can find the section that this book is in?
I can find it.
Okay. Loralissa, why don't you go with him? Keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye.
It's mainly to keep Dwergar from assaulting you.
She says, I mean, I'll go with him, but he seems like he can handle himself.
I think that you're correct, and I still think that you should go with him, and that this is not up for discussion.
Don't argue with me.
That's done. Told you. Do it.
Listen.
Do it. And she gets a little miffed look on her face, and
She's as allowed to be as miffed as she would like to be, as long as she does what I ask.
Hugon's single, right?
Very much so.
So she gets a look on her face and
Might have some kids that he has to explain about.
none
It's not like he's ashamed.
none that they could pin on him.
He's not that kind of guy.
So she stiffens in her shoulders, and she puts her arm like into yours, and says, "Let's go look."
Okay, I'll grab her arm or hooker arm or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Hook
Hugon does the
her
like the
arm.
oh, these children sort of head shake.
Shall we?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like, yeah, shouldn't it? So what are the rest of you doing while you guys start working as you start trying to suss your way through the section here?
I am making sure that the staircase up and down does not suddenly have Dwergar on it.
Okay, so you're
So
like
I'm-
in full on like patrol mode. You've gone into like
Essentially.
you're in sentry mode now.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to be very alarmed and like when you notice something. Thunuk's gone. As far as you can tell.
Where did Thunuk
Where did
go?
Thunuk go?
Like,
As
you're
soon as-
so large. Where the fuck did you vanish to?
As soon as we were like returned our backs to our new and potentially not hungry at this moment friend, Thunuk went invisible.
And that's the thing that Thunuk can do.
And
That's
we would
terrifying.
notice.
It's a
Because our
furball thing.
largest compatriot is gone.
Well, he's usually in the back of the line, so
That's true. He's usually the largest and therefore in the back.
when we get to the top of the stairs and you start looking around, Thunuk's not there.
There is no Thunuk.
And so Hugon is like, boop. Thunuk, where the hell are you?
You hear right behind you.
but
So,
does he use the gauntlet to do it? Right behind him.
This will actually, believe it or not, break his invisibility. So he'll bring it up and hit the button, and then as he says the first word out of his mouth, he's like, "Right here." It's poof. He's there.
Magic trick. Yay.
Oh, that's a very interesting skill, Thunuk.
But what do you mean?
Do you know that you can turn invisible? Are you aware of that?
What do I now?
Okay, let's try another word.
Okay.
Do you know that you are very good at hiding?
Yes.
Okay. And did it occur to you that maybe we would want to know that?
Didn't I tell you?
No, you didn't.
Oh. Well, I usually am just very good at hiding when I'm in trouble,
Okay.
and nobody's been angry at me recently, so
Fair.
I haven't tried to hide.
Okay.
Why did you not see me? I was standing right here.
You were not standing right there up until a few seconds ago.
Oh, yeah. That lady was kind of scary. I didn't want her to eat me, so I kind of,
That's very interesting. Can you
didn't want to be seen.
Can you do that again?
Do what?
The thing that you just did, that you just described to me.
Be scared?
I love it.
I love this game.
So trying Hugon's patience.
And it's not Dren this time.
Not me.
Thunuk, I need you to stand on the staircase up, like go up the staircase a little bit, and
Okay.
then I need you to not be seen.
Um,
Like, be so good at hiding. Can you
he
do
goes
that?
up the staircase and he sort of crouches.
No.
No, does he just this? So this is like a reaction. He doesn't even realize that he does it.
Yeah, it's completely instinctual.
Oh, I love this.
It's an actual ability they have called let me see where hidden step. As a bonus action, turn invisible until the start of your next turn. You attack, deal damage, or force a saving throw once per short that breaks it.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, him doing it just for the funsies, I can't do it until after the next short rest.
No, but I love all of this. So it's like Hugon knows that he has this power, but Thunuk just seems completely unaware that he thinks he's just really good at hiding and doesn't realize that there's a whole other like mechanic at play here.
So Hugon is content to leave him like crouched on the stairs and say, "Watch the staircase up, please.
Okay.
Thank you."
I just have this vision in my head of like Hugon now trying to like startle Thunuk invisible.
Just to see if he can like replicate the experience.
Bye. Hi. Oh, we doing that game now? And so Dren, are you just sort of riding around wildly on this on wait, so yeah, here you're saying we
There's Silverton.
Are you just galloping around?
You gotta.
Hmm?
So it's gonna be loud. Well, the we is like the collective my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I may be singular, but I'm sure in my head there's a we.
A royal we.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably if I was just kind of like plucked onto Sir Silverton, it's just okay, we're going up the stairs.
And just
And I'm
riding
supposed to look for a book. And that I'm gonna say that, like looking around. What am I doing?
Why don't you patrol the 3rd floor with Sir Silverton and like kill any Dwergar that you come upon?
Okay, I can do that.
Cool, great. Get to it.
Bound away. We
Yes. Thank
up to the 3rd floor.
gods.
But I imagine that you don't take like the direct route. It's like you're bouncing off of like bookcases and like up around the side.
Yeah, this isn't point A to point B. This is pinball.
Meandering, a circuitous route.
It's like from Family Circle when Billy would just cut, all over the dotted line. Okay. So Eno, as you and Laura Lissa venture onto the floor, you start trying to catalog where you are, trying to start orienting yourself. As you get like a little bit further along, like she like nonchalantly drops your arm. It wasn't not impolitely, but you pick up what she's laying down.
Yeah, it's time to get serious.
Yeah. So let's do. Let's see. What kind of check should this be? So we need to. Let's do an investigation check here.
All right.
I think that would be appropriate.
Oh Jesus. Okay, that's a 4.
So the section that you find right now is more dedicated to histories. You find there's like histories of Stonekeep, which is the well, you weren't there for when Hugon did his little initial patrol, but that's the name of the dwarven keep that's above this library. History of Stonekeep and its suburbs. There is a treatise on the history of the Chondalwood there. There's histories, some general histories of like lesser known events in various city-state histories. So there's some stuff dedicated to Waterdeep, Neverwinter. There's a lot of rare books. You're not seeing any kind of like general. Oh, this is the history of Neverwinter or Baldur's Gate. This seems to be more like, oh, this is more like the secret histories of the Masked Lords and the true story of the founding of Baldur's Gate.
True.
Laura Lissa, I don't think this is the right section. Also, is he always so uptight?
Generally speaking, until he has a few in him, yes.
Maybe I should play some music for him. Maybe that would loosen him up a little.
He's a tough nut to crack. I don't know what his opinions are on music. They could be. I think he's seen some things.
Well,
and the way he deals with it is being an enormous ass. But I think he doesn't want. He's scared of getting hurt, or of hurting.
Have you been traveling with them long?
No, but when you drink someone under the table, you can learn a lot.
Lies.
I love it.
Lies.
Hugon's ears.
You
like,
feel a
moaning.
middle finger happen somewhere.
But that is his secret power, right? It was like he just knows somewhere.
I feel like I'm being flipped off, but I don't know where from.
She says, No, I've only known him and his companions for some time, for a very short period of time. But let's just say, I know Dren better than most. And she's typically a good judge of character from what I'm picking up on. And the big boy he's fine. He's fine. And so I have to imagine that even though he puts off this gruff exterior, that I there's more there than meets the eye. But yes, he is generally an asshole to the people around him. And she does say that with a bit of a, like a wry grin.
Chuckles and kind of turns back and starts looking through the books. He particularly, the only one he really looks through at all is the one about Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of leads through, like, does it look like it's an old history of Waterdeep, or like, how you said that this library is super old? So I mean, is it like a super duper old Waterdeep book?
This one's not like a falling apart one. So you'd say it's probably written within the last 100 years or so. But it is written about, the histories of that. But you can see some of it looks like conspiracy theories. Like the Masked Lords. Like it's like a collection almost of like of different theories about the Masked Lords. One that is an essay that is attempted to convince the reader that the Masked Lords are all actually illithids.
That's awesome.
There's the one that describes how they're actually how they all have ties to the Xanathar's Guild. Things of that. One that says that they're actually all the founding members of the Harpers, and that
this sounds like the collected works of National Enquirer, a la Faerun.
Yeah, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, it's going to be Batboy and Elvis Alien stuff, and
the bastards, the bastard children of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep. Yeah, I'm sure that's a whole chapter.
There are some in there about that, but a lot of the stuff are things that you've heard before. These were all rumors that have circulated around Waterdeep at some point or other. Sometimes as part of a joke in a bar, where it's like, oh, welcome to our illithid masters. But there's, as you page through, there's a few things in here that you sort of like footnote to yourself that like, that actually might be worth looking into. There might be a little kernel of truth in there.
He used to live in Waterdeep for I think probably for several months, maybe a year. Mm-hmm. He was in and around Waterdeep, Sword Coast, and so he takes an interest in this book. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to try and take it.
So he kind of like secrets away, like he tries to like under the cloak there somewhere.
I think he's going to try and take. So can I do like a sleight of hand?
Sure.
Or should I just just take it?
Do a sleight of hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my God, this is a different die. Okay, 10. It's really bad.
You do it like you do like your little like it's kind of like Ocean's 12, where they try to do the switch with the egg, and it's kind of like really obvious that the coat comes up, and you do that, and Laura Lissa is like very pointedly not looking at you when you do it.
and what happened over there? I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
He's oblivious. He thinks it's fine. Like he's like, oh, okay, she didn't see.
I'm the world's greatest thief.
Yeah. I totally pulled this off.
Except, like, at the same time, she's totally picked your pocket.
Oh no! I hope not.
I mean, like, that's up to the DM.
No, she did not.
I don't think he has anything in his pockets anyway.
He has a book now.
He has a book.
So, at any rate, so you move on to the next section. You notice that as you're doing that, like around, kind of like trailing behind you, is this large hulk of a barbarian, Loralis's brother, who's nonchalantly just trailing behind you. Just keeping an eye on things, making sure that you're not going to do anything untoward, or maybe that she's not going to do anything untoward.
Okay.
It really could go either way. you get the impression from Laura Lissa that this is not a case of where maybe he's not necessarily protecting her as much as
He's protecting you.
Yeah. So let's do it. We're going to come back to you doing your investigations in a section.
Okay.
Are there anything other that the other folks? So for the other folks in the party here, are there other things that you want to be trying to accomplish here?
Since I'm patrolling, do I see anyone?
Give me
my
a perception. Give me that fancy perception, and do a perception roll for Sir Silverton.
Okay. Well, here's Sir Silverton's. He got a 9. With whatever he gets added.
Let's see what that bonus is.
Ooh, jack. Ooh, come back.
It's jacked. It's jacked.
13.
All right, so you got is that 13 with your adjustment?
Yes.
And you get 9, so Sir Silverton gets an 11. No, you're not seeing anything. You're not picking up on anything that's really.
Okay.
In accordance with the map that we found,
Yes.
is there more than one way to these floors? Or is these staircases the only thing?
So within
are
each of these silos, once you're in the silo, the only way to really traverse it one way or another is through these staircases.
Okay, cool.
So it's basically like so as best you can tell, for the library itself, it's this base floor with these 6 silos built into it that are traveling up, which is where all the books are held. But to really traverse between them, as best as you can tell, it's only on the first floor. Now,
Cool,
if there's
cool.
this is an ancient construction, so if there are other
Right.
hidden and secret ways, there might be. I don't know, and I don't know because I didn't draw anything for them. But it doesn't mean they don't exist. So.
Okay. Hugon is content to monitor the stairs downward. There are a whole bunch of books that he would like to try and find, but he's not going to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because if they get the book that this monk wants, he has access to the library in its entirety whenever he wants.
So, just out of curiosity, what would like that? So, is like Hugon like making a list, like making like he's starting to make like his checklist of the books that he wants to like. What are those
That's
books?
essentially exactly what he's doing.
So what are some of the books? Like just some of the topic. I'm just really curious because
He's probably trying to. He wouldn't know the names of these, and that's important. He wouldn't know the names of these books, but he knows that books of this kind exist. He'd be looking for books on siege warfare.
Yeah.
He'd be looking for books on fortification construction. He'd be looking for books on martial techniques, not necessarily like martial arts like a monk would practice, but like, swordsmanship, spear fighting, the appropriate use of a shield, that kind of thing. Okay. Probably also looking for blacksmithing texts, like armorer's texts, like how to make these items. Like what the best woods are for arrow shafts and what the best metal forging practice is for.
So Hugon wants to know the best wood for his shaft.
Essentially, yes.
Okay. Sure.
Because that's very important. Shaft care is extraordinarily important. But yeah, those are the sorts of things that he's looking for.
Okay. Does he read anything that's not nonfiction?
Does Hugon read nonfiction?
I think.
That's a tough question.
I think it'd be funny if like that was like his one vice was like hidden vice was like he reads like sappy romance novels,
like shitty Modus Ripper novels.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Like Thief at Night, like he's got like the cover for like modern warfare techniques, but inside he's actually got the book of like
anything that it actually has a cover, like that one series of books. I hear about it all the time, but what's his face was on it? Like Fabio was on like every one of these books for the longest time.
That's really funny. But no, I don't know. I don't know if Hugon reads nonfiction.
That's a good question for the rest of the group. What kind of like books would they be like looking to read if they ever were? Because it's been a while since we've had a random digression.
It has.
think
what I'm doing is
Dren
I'm setting up I'm setting up our future one shot night at the library.
I think Dren would be super into like philosophy
Ooh.
and theories.
Hmm.
Then like throw in maybe like the random sci-fi fiction.
And sci-fi.
Comic
It's like-
books.
Comic books and philosophy theories.
I love it. What about Thunic?
Uh,
And Thunic read.
Philip can read.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Oh, he
Dude,
can read a lot.
He can read the shit out of that book.
I was not sure.
He's just not really supposed to be touching books because he's not
Jelly on
very. Oh, there's that too. He
I picture
Books
him
don't-
doing it like this.
yeah.
I
Books,
guarantee at one point a librarian had to kick him out because he was eating spider legs.
oh yeah. Just
And
got
so
juice
like
everywhere.
chunks of chitin were in between the pages. And the librarian is, what the fuck is this?
I got to mention something when I read
Out!
something interesting.
Get the fuck out!
Want some?
I know he's just like the books that he's used to have always been really old and moldy and falling apart.
Mhm.
So, and he is not the sort of person who should be touching such things. He is careful, but there is a level of care that he can't get to, and that is how to handle very old and falling apart books. So, I mean, you could put a baby chick in his hands, and it's super safe, and it's the safest place in the world. But put a book in his hands, and it's more like, I'm going to read this all, and next thing you know, he's read it to the point where it's dust.
Oh God.
Like he cannot like turn pages to save his life. He's just too excited.
Like I imagine like at some point like someone gave him like a page turning stick. Like
Yeah, probably that's like he was required to use a very, very breakable thing to turn pages.
It's like one of those cheese spreader knives where it's just like this like thin metal that has no sharp edges whatsoever.
well have you ever
Snip it.
if you ever see like really
Or a
really
crepe knife.
well if you see like really old books in museums, right? They keep them in specially contained areas. You have to use white gloves so that way you don't get your oils on there, and they actually have like these wooden spatulas for turning the pages so that way you're being super gentle, not creasing it and cracking it and all that. So these things do exist.
But when he does get to read, it's cookbooks.
Cookbooks.
And like any sort of healing stuff, because he's like, I would like to be able to be better at this.
I could totally picture him with like those herbal remedy
Oh,
type
yeah.
recipe book things.
Except
like-
that the herbal recipes actually work.
Mm-hmm.
like you know, like people are like there are books where like if you cook this food or you eat this food is healthy and makes you healthy, like
Right. So it's sort of like an Asiatic medicine book.
medicinal dining basically.
Yeah.
That's the sort of stuff he if that exists, he will read it.
Eat yourself healthy.
Hey, fuck yeah, that's the kind of doctor I want.
So Eno.
I think Eno would be pretty into political intrigue type stories, whether it's fiction or nonfiction.
On both sides, I like it.
Yeah, and also I think philosophy as well. You know, like why is the universe?
Why?
Why is it?
But why?
What is it, and why is it?
Interesting.
I have a better question. Why is the universe?
Yeah, why is the universe?
Round. Why is it round? Maybe it's not round. Maybe it's ovoid. Maybe it has corners. We don't know.
You find a book that just says "is?" ?
Exactly. And he would just be like,
Is?
Yes.
yeah.
Well, let us
I have figured out what my afternoon's about.
let us continue your search for the books here. Let's get another investigation roll here.
Yeah, and I think he's also looking for books about like secret societies, and that phrase is in the back of his mind all the time. May your labors please us, and he's like, so he's always like kind of, listening and looking for that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So that's a 13 plus 5. I know. Was investigation, so it's a 15.
A 15. So you're able to zero in on the section now that you think has the shadow lore section of the different. So all books here are tied to. They're all tied to various aspects of shadow lore, the Shadowfell, things of that nature. So you can start looking for the tome of Adarac, the tome of Aberact.
If I may, a thing has occurred to me. Thunuk's not allowed to read fiction.
He's because he doesn't
It
know
makes
it's
perfect
not real.
Sense. He can't. He doesn't get satire. So he probably doesn't. He probably doesn't get fiction. Like these people are real.
That must make plays really hard to understand.
Who says he's seen a play?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just imagining Thunuk seeing Macbeth performed live, or Titus Andronicus.
Titus Andronicus would be great. Why is he doing this? Thunuk, hush! You're frightening the other guests. Be quiet.
So during the course of your investigations here, you are able to find the Tome of Aberact, leather bound, strong thick covers. The gold leaf on the titles of it and on like the different symbology on it is almost worn away. It's only there like in little flecks. Old, yellowed pages, dusty, but it feels solid. If you've ever picked up like a really thick old book and it just kind of has almost like when you if you were to like hit it, it has almost like that hollow sound. Not hollow because
Like
it
a
has
preacher's
missing.
Bible.
Yeah, just like it feels hefty, But you're able to find that, and you're also able to find another book that has something written on the spine that stands out to you, and it says "Ut placeat laborum."
Okay.
Yes, whatever Latin exists here because I said so.
That's fine.
So you are able to find a book that says that as well.
Okay. That one, he's definitely like, he's gonna do his best to not have any tells that he's found another book that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely am going to try and do a sleight of hand check on that to see if I can kind of like, I like, he's just sort of like, and it's like, oh, and that's better.
It's a thing that is not of interest to me whatsoever.
It's a 14.
A
Sleight of
14
hand check. That's better.
I don't want this.
So you're able to be much smoother this time.
Okay.
Laura Lissa is looking away this time, legitimately like looking, just like randomly looking at other books. Her brother Cohen is looking directly at you when you do it, but he just sort of goes.
He can't see in the dark. Fucker.
Yeah, how does he have dark vision?
No, but there's low light, but he shrugs
Ow.
and then he starts to walk past you. As he walks by, he just hear really low under his voice. He goes, "Knowledge should be free," and just keeps going.
And Eno's kind of thinking, I really should get better at that.
I need to devote more practice to not being bad at this.
To not be bad at stealing books when people are looking at me.
Yeah. So
To be fair, no one's gonna catch you.
So I want to just open the Tome of Aberact, and I mean, it looks like it's like I can open it and it's not going to fall apart, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it a little delicately, but you can open it up, and you hear like the spine crack a little bit as it opens.
Okay.
Not much because it's well worn, and the pages they just seem a little brittle, so you don't want to you'd want to be careful with this.
So as he's opening up, he says, I think I found it, and he's like, what kind of knowledge am I gleaning from?
It looks
like
like
what
an
kind of
Elder
book
Scroll.
is
Like,
this?
oh my god! Close.
You open it and you see the dark reaches of the universe in front of
I'm
you.
a dragon.
Make a check for insanity.
You open the Necronomicon. Congratulations.
Make your wisdom check with disadvantage. It doesn't matter. You're insane.
Oh, great. I already am insane.
Oh, Cthulhu.
The old ones emerge from the pages. No, it's Tentacles coming to nope. Nope.
Oh, no.
All I'm hearing is that from this point on, we should all be saying Klaatu Barada Nikto every time we open a book.
Yeah. Klaatu Verata. Yeah, I said it. So yeah, you what kind of knowledge? So you're seeing it looks like mostly it looks like it looks like recipes actually.
Potions or like herbal?
No,
Herbalism
it's actually
or-
it looks like very anywhere from mundane to what you might consider exotic recipes as far as like the preparation.
So,
All written in Elvish, and you still have your ability to comprehend
Yeah.
languages. So it's all
Exactly.
It's all written in Elvish, but it looks like it's all. Excuse me, that it's all various recipes.
I swear to God, if they sent us down here for a
So-
fucking cookbook,
It's a cookbook.
So he just like he can't stop himself. He just says a cookbook, like kind of deadpan. He's like, it's a cookbook.
Laura,
And he's
listen,
like he keeps turning the pages. He's like, and he says it again. It's a cookbook.
and Laura listens over your shoulder, and she says, "They sent us down here for that."
It's a cookbook.
Is there anything good in it?
Ah, that looks like it's got some eel in it. Have you ever had eel?
Once. It wasn't good.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't like eel. There's like a pate.
Yeah. What's a pate?
I've never had it. I'd only heard about it, honestly.
Ain't a pate
Liver.
until I'm there. Then it's a pate.
God damn it!
That she does not say that.
I know.
Damn well, I will then. No,
Well, someone needs to.
so it needs to. Duck. He says, "No, really, duck." No, she doesn't say that.
And as you do that, Dren Mike comes bounding by, like,
Yeah, no,
With the duck.
really, duck. And then we all die.
silver
Quack,
predator
quack,
comes.
quack. What? Where'd the duck?
But seriously, there's a good duck recipe in here. Too. So it's just recipes. Is there anything like I know some rudimentary cooking,
Mm-hmm.
having lived, done some survival.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to live off the land a bit, so I know some stuff about herbs and stuff. Do I notice any specific ingredients in these meals that would confer any kind of magical enhancements, or does it just look like some kind of just a dinner recipe type thing?
Survival check.
Okay.
Give me one of those.
Oh Jesus! I can't believe this is okay. 5.
You need new dice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's failing me a lot.
Fortunately, you know someone who
Aggressive.
can actually help you with that.
Unfortunate.
Cluesgaming.com.
I've only got 4 or 5 D20s in front of me. I'll use this one though.
I can tell you right now, they're all trash because you didn't get them from Clues Gaming.
Oh my God.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah. Hashtag sponsored.
Drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah.
You have to get your little Clues decoder ring. So anyway, when you go through this, you can't pick out what it is, but there is something that's bugging you about the recipes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't put your finger on it, but there's just something about the recipes that's just.
So he'll keep thinking about it for a while.
Ever.
For the rest of his life.
Forever.
Yeah.
So like, on his deathbed, I figured it out.
Yeah. Oh.
The answer is.
And then you come back as a ghost because you had unfinished business.
That's right. I can meet the librarian. We can go out for tea.
The way it works.
At any rate, so yeah, okay, so you find that, and Laura Lissa says, "Well, now that we have this, we should probably return. I would imagine."
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've got to cook dinner soon. Okay, and then he'll start walking.
And she follows you, and she goes, "I could eat." And, follows after you.
Really, I haven't eaten in a while, so yeah.
So Drenmai, give me another perception check, and give me another one from Sir Silverton.
Silverton has a 3. Yeah, I know.
I thought I was rolling like trash.
And I also got a 3, which makes it a 5.
You're just, which just means you two are just running around having the time of your life.
There's
Enjoying
sparkle everywhere.
enjoying what little time you guys might have together.
I'm fine, and my ignorance is bliss.
Yay! Boingy, 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 boingy.
Except it's probably like clang, clang,
Yeah,
clang.
clang, clang, clang. Yeah, it's not graceful sounding.
Hugon, give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, I have a 17 on the die. That is I believe, a 20.
20.
I think.
Okay. And Hugon, give me a perception check. Or not Hugon.
just-
You are Hugon. Thunic.
Yes. It's a dirty 20, Brian.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Perception.
The other bearded one.
22.
What was it?
22.
22. All right. So neither one of you pick up on any other presence in the library at this moment. You're pretty sure that nothing is in this area. You're also pretty sure that with all the noise that Drenmai has made, if anyone were going to attack, they probably would have revealed themselves by now.
Right.
So
right.
in the end, the tactic kind of worked. And Eno comes walking back up. He's got only one book clasped in his arms. Only the one. That's it.
Hedon's like, is that what we came for?
Yeah. Did you need to know how to make duck à l'orange? Because I think that recipe's in here.
Recipe?
Like Hugo
Yeah.
holds up a finger to Thunuk and just wait 1 second. I don't want to come off the wrong way here, but I don't really have the patience for jokes. So if you came back with something that isn't what we needed, I need you to reevaluate. All right? So let's try this again.
And Laura Lissa says,
Is that the book?
She goes. Laura Lissa goes. Hugon, oh, for God's sake, just pull the stick out of your ass. Yes, it's a cookbook. We don't know what it is. This is what they set us for. We don't know. He's not joking.
I mean, it was said in a humorous manner.
Yeah, but she walks by.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear.
Thank you very much.
All right.
There's a curve here, and as soon as he heard this was a cookbook, this is the excitement level / vibration level that you see Thunuk becoming.
Thunuk begins to vibrate.
You told him to wait and be quiet, but he's trying desperately to hold it together.
This is a Labrador that knows that it's almost dinner time.
Do I notice that
He's shaking back and forth. Not his tail, just his whole butt.
But
Do I notice that Thunuk is excited about?
There is no way that you do not notice.
Okay, I'm going to hand the cookbook to Thunuk. Like, do you want to look at it?
am I allowed to? How
I'm allowing you to.
How big is this book, by the way? Because he'll be very cautious depending on the size of it.
So it was probably for a tiefling to carry it. It was probably he's probably got almost 2
A
arms.
tome.
Yeah, like I'm
tome.
5'8".
Yeah.
A grimoire.
So this is it'll be small for you, but it's not like a Penny Dreadful or anything like that, where it's like, tiny.
It went from tome size to like, I don't know, player handbook size.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah, but thicker.
Okay.
And so as he hands this over, Laura Lissa, Quohan kind of is like, I'm gonna go and patrol downstairs, and he starts walking past you to go patrol downstairs, and Laura Lissa's like walking right behind him, and she says audibly enough, not quite a whisper, but like above that, and she's like, "God, he's so hot when he's angry," and just keeps on walking.
Wait, who said that?
Laura Lissa.
Oh, no. Did she say it where Hugon could hear it?
Oh yeah. It was.
Oh, okay.
So Thonik, you now have this book in front of you.
Thonik takes his backpack off and starts looking for something.
Yeah.
And it literally because we were describing this earlier, it literally looks like a crepe spatula, but like made of bone.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have something made of aluminum.
I know, it's just
like polished bone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And opens it very carefully. And then he starts reading out loud from it. Like he starts literally reading every single word he sees out loud. Like even the thing that says
copyright,
collected copyright, scribe, blah blah blah. Everything is like, blah, blah, blah. And when he doesn't know a word, you'll see him go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, mouthing it out, not saying it out loud though, until he's satisfied. He thinks he knows how it's said, but not what it means. And then he makes a sound. But he's just very carefully going through each page, and everyone else has faded into non-existence.
Give me a survival check.
And can I make another one as he's reading? Because I can hear reading it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's another 18. Let me see what a survival is for that. 22.
You die. No.
14.
No,
You're poisoned.
the pages are actually poison.
It was a mimic all along. Nom 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 nom.
The words themselves, when spoken aloud, are deadly.
Yeah, exactly right. No, you're not supposed to say it out loud. Oh God, my brain melts.
Every word is power word kill.
Who knew that the power word killed was actually the same word for cheese? So, and what is your survival check?
14.
14, much better. It's still sitting wrong with you, and it's for and you're thinking, wait a minute, these quantities aren't right. This wouldn't make what you think it's going to make. It may come out that you've never seen it in this config. There's just something about it where you're like, there's some odd proportions here. Thonik, you are reasonably certain that none of these recipes would work. You're reading through the recipe and you're saying no, this would not do what it's supposed to do. This wouldn't taste at all like this. This duck l'orange would taste actually closer to like a root stew when you were done with it if you did it this way. And this one is entirely too much salt. And this one, and as you're reading through, you're like, the recipes don't seem to, and the instructions don't match the ingredients in the way that you think, in the way that they should.
Every so often, instead of saying something along the lines like, this would not be what you would get from it, you're going to hear him say like, oh, this is going to be gross. It's too salty. And you start seeing him like thinking, you see the gear starting to turn in his head. Like, am I allowed to correct this book? Like, can I get a piece of, get a quill and some ink and start correcting this? This is just all wrong. This isn't how you make any of this stuff. Yeah. This tastes really gross.
And Eno would be like, how much allspice did they say to use?
Why the hell is this cumin in a pancake?
Oh God!
Explain yourself, book.
It's a savory pan. Oh, like Hugon was like standing over their shoulder, like knowing, because Hugon would know how to make a pancake. That's probably like not unheard of on the battlefield. It's just a pan, throw dough, it boom, and like, what? No, that's not how you make a pancake.
Considering Thunik's master, his teacher, would any of this start to sound like code to him?
That's exactly what I was thinking. So maybe it's a code.
Yes.
Furball cryptography.
Yes.
Seneca's going to say, it's a puzzle. This is a puzzle. I'm not good at puzzles.
It is puzzling.
But these things mean different things. It's like a
jumble?
It's a jumble.
A crossword?
How do you put words? Words go like this.
There's boxes. Never mind.
Welcome to my hell.
The words are here. They go like, but there aren't any boxes. There's cups and tablespoons and weights, and I don't see any boxes. But no, it's secret. This is a secret. It's for something else.
I think you're right.
What did they say that was? It's a bloat. A boat. A bode. Cod? I'm hungry. Code. It's a code.
Code. I'm hungry too. But I don't think we should cook anything based on this book.
No. It'd be really gross.
No. I mean, yes, it would be gross.
Oh, God.
It's a bloat.
Dren, your internal warning system starts going off. So, you know, like
Is that
when
like a code for bladder?
blowed.
My spidey sense.
Yeah, so
I have to pee.
you have this innate sense of like when one of your experiments is about to explode. Now, sometimes you get out of the way and sometimes you don't. But you generally have an idea of like, this is starting to become unstable. And then you're usually able to decide, should you kill it with a hammer? Should you let to see what happens? But right now, your spidey sense is going off. And you're feeling a tug. You almost feel like a tug on your soul. It's like deep. And you think you're certain it has something to do with Laura Lissa. And you know where she is. You guys are Yeah, you guys are all like, you guys always know where each other are. I mean, you have this
So Sir Silverton Peter Pan's off the edge, just
Pretty much.
like, oh my god.
Yeah, so you guys just see like this silver streak just come this lightning down, but the landing is like soft as anything. It's like so there's this water slide at Blizzard Beach at Disney that's 13 stories high, and it's got one of the largest free falls in the world, but then it just slowly kind of like, it comes out underneath you, so that way you decelerate instead of,
So you don't die.
So you don't die. Yeah. But that's kind of like what happens here is you go down and there's like this, it just curves, right? And you just feel the momentum shift. And you land down at the bottom, and Quohand is off, like kind of looking around, but you see, you see Laura Lissa standing probably about 15 feet away from that hallway where you saw the librarian. The librarian is not standing there right now, but you see her standing about 10, 15 feet away from it, and is staring down that hallway.
Does Sir Silverton have any input?
Any inputs? Like what are you looking for?
Well, I have dark vision. Can we like see it? Because I do have dark vision. So do I see anything down dark, scary hallway? Are there twins?
Yes, twin girls waiting just for you. Nothing but twin girls and porcelain dolls. None of them blink. Rad rom. So as you start getting a little bit closer to that hallway, I guess you're kind of like walking up next, like near her. Are you bringing Sir Silverton up near? There's a really low growl from Sir Silverton, and he seems fixated on the hallway, but in a different way. More like when your dog sees the mailman, and it's just kind of like, it's one of those. But not like in the playful way. More like, I'm scared that the mailman is going to attempt to kill us, so I need to make sure that, that kind of thing. As far as what you're able to see further down into this hallway, and you can see that, as it fades into that grayscale of your dark vision, you see more of these runes and arcane sigils along the floor and on the ceiling and everything, that you can tell are like protective in a way, and it's meant to keep whatever is inside there from coming out.
Can I do an Arcana check on the runes and stuff? See if I know what it is.
You absolutely can.
Shit. That's an 11.
You think they're definitely the purpose of this is to seal in whatever is in there. So that's abundantly clear.
Okay.
It's difficult to ascertain as to exactly what. You would think that some of it, if you spent more time trying to translate and commune with some of these symbols, you might be able to. You think you might be able to suss out more what it is, but what you can tell is it is of the shadow, whatever it is tied to shadow in some way.
I'm gonna turn around to Hugo and be like, "Something bad that way."
Oh, you think?
just a hunch. There's
Right. Well, we have what we came for.
And
The
Laura
Dwargar's
Lissa
probably
takes a step towards the hallway.
No.
Well, you're still upstairs. You're still on the
Yeah,
second
we're
floor.
on the third floor.
Yeah.
You guys are on the third floor. So I mean, you might be able to see, but it's gonna take you a hot second to get down there.
I'm yelling back up at you guys.
I mean, you also have the bracer.
Since she feels this pull, do I feel it as well?
You don't feel it on yourself, but you feel you're feeling almost like it's like she's drawn to this area. But give me an insight check with advantage.
Okay. Okay, so that was terrible. That was not so terrible. 17.
That is a pretty good number. Laura Lissa looks almost as if she's in a trance. As she takes another step towards the hallway. It almost looks like she's like listening to something. Something that you're not able to pick up on, but there's also, you're picking up on almost not panic from her, but more just there's fear there. And she takes another step.
Do I still feel the connection where it's almost like I'm thinking I might just be inclined to let her go?
What do you mean?
because you said that we kind of share some of the feelings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of feeling this half panic, half like trance driven to go.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I might just be like, well, what's the worst that can happen?
You do you.
I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
Yeah, I guess some of that might transfer where it's like, there's probably some curiosity there. But Sir Silverton is still growling at whatever's down at the other end of this hallway here. But she's and she takes another step towards the hallway.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to just let her go. They can run up, or they can come down from the third floor if they want to change things. But I'm like,
I mean, we did see you leap from the edge.
Yeah.
So.
So when you saw that,
Yeah.
that's the question of, is that just, was that Dren being Dren, or are you guys like legitimately, like, would you have legitimately looked over to see what she was doing?
well, I did yell back up at him.
Hugon would probably have looked to see if she'd splatted.
And you like,
oh wow, oh.
Yeah.
Still here.
I did
yell back up at you guys.
What did you yell? What did you yell though?
I just said that there's some bad stuff down the hallway, and there's some Rooney glowy stuff over here.
Did she yell that after I gave the book to Thunuk and after all that happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is this all happening at the same time?
It was kind of like as you guys were discussing the coding of the book.
I think Eno would have probably heard, and then after having that conversation, kind of gone over to look and see. Yeah, I definitely, I would have gone to look and see.
So you see that Laura Lissa is now probably about 7 feet away from the door, and slowly walking towards it.
How far am I? Like, I'm on the third floor, but how far is that down?
Probably about 50, 60 feet.
I am going to kind of take my loot, and I'm going to say, I'm going to say, that's probably not where you want to go right now. And I'm playing a song.
And Hugo looks over his shoulder, is like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So this is calm. This is Calm Emotions. It's a second level spell, and I'm going to suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened.
Okay.
For 1 minute, and it's a Cha 15, Charisma 15 saving throw, but she can choose to fail the saving throw. So
choose to fail?
Yeah, you can choose to fail.
Good for barbarians who get out of control, people who've been charmed person that are your allies and you don't want to kill.
It's getting dark.
People who are under frightened spell.
It's getting dark. Sun's going down, big guy.
So you attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range must make a charisma saving throw. A creature can choose to fail the saving throw if they wish. If a creature fails the saving throw, choose one of the following two effects. And so I'm saying I'm going to suppress anything that's causing her to be possibly charmed or frightened.
What is the range on the spell?
It's a 60-foot range with a 20-foot sphere. So I feel like...
Oh, between the two. Yeah, even if at the very edge, she'd be able to catch her. Yeah, okay. So she needs to...
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
She does not make that throw.
Okay.
So you see she kind of stops for a second. And she turns to you, Dren. She says, I think there might be answers in there.
Oh, sweet, let's go. I picture that Hugon doing that like IRL.
She's like, I mean, I'm scared about going in there, but
What's the worst that could happen?
You are such a bad influence.
And she's like, well, do you want to go with me? I feel like we might be able to find answers for ourselves, for us.
If I can help with this crystal thing, I'd love to get my lantern fixed.
Should we go?
Fate die! Let's see. Oh, we're going. Can I do like a... I want to see if she's like telling the truth or if she's under the influence.
Okay. Insight.
Fuck it. I rolled a 2. Doesn't matter.
So, Drenmai and Laura Lissa, she reaches out her hand to you, Drenmai, and
I'm sitting up Silverton, so
yeah,
it's like a reach down for me
so she
for a
reaches
change.
up, and she. Do you help her up? Do you want like to help her up on the back, or
If she wants to like,
Yeah,
if I see like she wants to like
because what
pop up kind of thing.
What I'm seeing right now is that you help her up. She puts her arms around your waist, and you're like giddy up, and you guys just ride into the tunnel.
Yeah, if she gives me the indication that she wants to get like up on something, I'll totally like help pull her up.
Okay. So you guys up on the 3rd floor there see this. You see Laura Lissa hop onto the back. She stops for a moment. There's some conversation that you guys can't really hear between Drenmai and Laura Lissa. She hops up on the back, and then Sir Silverton takes them into the tunnel.
I'm so mad at Kohan right now.
So
I'm so furious.
That we're gonna take our break right now. It is 5:30 Eastern, 5:32 Eastern Standard Time. So we're gonna go and take our break right now, and come right back to this red hot action.
Be back in a couple minutes.
Be back in just a couple of minutes, guys. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening. And hey, while you're here, why not rate us 5 stars on your favorite podcast service? That'd be awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you in just a couple of minutes. BRB. everybody. We are back.
Yes.
Hi.
Live, large and in charge.
And you have just come back at the perfect time to witness the consequences of a certain set of actions.
Death of Dren.
Consequences. Maybe not death, but consequences.
I could not be more
Well,
pleased.
Whatever's there doesn't kill me. I'm sure Hugon would.
So, Dren Mai and Laura Lissa, in a very romantic scene, had hopped on the back of Sir Silverton and ridden
Except
into...
it's more like, what's that movie where those two women drive a convertible off of the
I was
Grand-
just thinking about that one.
Thelma
I was
and
trying to-
Louise.
Laverne and Louise.
They just Thelma and Louise down the hallway with all the warning sigils that's keeping something in.
Don't go this way. We're going this way.
Oh,
God
we're
damn
going
it.
this way. So that's where we left things. So, gentlemen, this is what you guys had seen. You saw, you saw Laura Lissa and Dren Mai ride ever so lovingly into the darkness.
And
what-
Hugon seeing that is like, Kohan, what the hell?
And he turns around and he goes, "Oh, she's back!" And he starts sprinting after her, but it's too late. She's already, he's already they're already down the hallway, and he stops just short of the sigils, and he starts looking around like he looks like he's kind of unsure as to like what,
Hugon, like, irrespective of what Thunuk and Eno do, he stomps down those stairs, all 60 feet of those stairs. And like he regards Kohan and was like, Kohan,
Yeah.
would you care to explain how you let that happen?
Have you met my sister?
You were born with her. You ought to know about this kind of shit.
Yes, I do know about this
And
kind
you
of
should
shit.
know that Dren is a bad influence.
I'm not entirely sure that's true.
I'm not going to debate semantics with you.
No, it's not semantics.
We have-
My sister does what she wills. I have a feeling Dren Mai does the same. I doubt either one of them had to convince either one of them to make this decision.
Uh-huh. You're not making a very good case for yourself right now.
I have no case to make.
I know, and you're going to do the whole stupid barbarian childish bravado thing again. Let's go get your sister before that thing eats her. How about that?
Well,
Does that sound good to you? Does that sound like a good idea, Kohan?
huh? Does it? Does it?
Are you comfortable with this course of action?
I think we have no choice but to go in.
Yes, you're right. So why don't you go? Why don't you go first?
You go first. Right. Shove.
Yeah, it's essentially it. It's like, you fucked up, son. You're going through first.
And he says,
You trip the trap. You get to walk right on ahead.
he says, in all seriousness, I will go in. I need to know you have my back.
Of course, I have your back.
And as the words leave, he starts sprinting down that hallway.
Okay, and then Thunuk Hugon hits the thing and missed Thunuk and goes, Thunuk, we need you down here immediately. We're going inside the scary place.
You don't want me watching the staircase anymore?
I did not give you an option. Come downstairs. We're going inside the scary place.
With the big hungry lady?
And he just closes the channel.
And you
And
see,
he
you
middle
hear-
finger to the sky.
you
where
hear,
he knows
you hear
they're
shouted up. You hear shouted up. Yes. So, Eno, have you seen these devices that they use to communicate before?
No, I'm just sort of seeing them in the last few minutes. I've kind of seen them used a couple times, and I'm imagining that I would understand that they're talking to each other
Yes.
through some kind
And
of magical thing.
as we have learned through the tweet source, they have kind of officially been dubbed Rocky Talkies.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right.
Really?
Yes,
We went with it.
Perkins approved.
Oh my god.
So at any rate, so Thunuk, do you go stomping down? What are you guys doing here?
Thunuk lost interest in the book as soon as he realized it wasn't actually recipes, and also he's like, I'm not good with codes, so not really interested in this anymore. This is not delicious in any way, shape, or form.
I am displeased with the lack of delicious.
So he packed his crap up and he he went downstairs.
Okay. Does that include the book, or is it just that the accoutrement you had for?
Well, his crap, just his
Okay,
crap. The
okay.
book is just like I don't think he realizes that was the book they were sent to retrieve. He's at the time is more focused on the fact there's a very scary, hungry lady downstairs, and there are some nice people that may need their help somewhere in this building. He just doesn't know where.
Eno followed Hugon down and left Thunuk looking at the book. So if Thunuk just packs his stuff up and leaves, then the book is sitting on the floor on the third floor.
So Eno just leaves it there?
Well, I mean, I played the song.
Yeah.
I stopped her from going into the hall. I saw Hugon stomp down the steps, and I'm like thinking, and I'm like, well, Thunuk will take the book, right?
You were probably thinking it as he's packing his stuff up, probably.
Yeah, like I maybe saw you start packing stuff up. Well, no, I was downstairs with Hugon when he used the thing to tell you to come down.
Oh.
Right? So you were still looking at the book, and I'm already downstairs, like, witnessing this.
I thought you packed it. No, I thought you
This is a
packed it.
carnival of errors. I love it.
I would like to say he would have brought it, but I think maybe he probably would have just lost interest in it.
Yeah.
Not knowing that it was an important thing.
This makes me so happy.
Okay.
All he heard was recipe book. He got interested. Didn't hear anything beyond that. Total tunnel vision. Finds out it's not a recipe book. Whatever. Doesn't care anymore.
New D&D players, take note. How to make your DM happy. This. All right, so Thunuk comes stomping down the steps. Quohand has already kind of gone down, has disappeared into
This
the
is going to be a high temperature day for Hugon.
darkness.
Sorry, I'll play you some music.
High
Sorry
blood
about it.
pressure day.
Do you guys just then go into the hallway here? What's the plan here? What's the
Hugon is right behind Kohan.
Okay. So you called Thunuk down, and we're like down right after him.
Like-
Okay.
I gave him his instructions. He'll figure it out.
So Thunuk, as you come down, you see Hugon follow Quohand. You see, I'm sorry for the folks listening to the podcast. Clues was just attacked by a German Shepherd, by a big floof,
He wanted to say hi.
by a big by a big kissy floof. So you see Hugon charge into this hallway that you just saw the scary lady. Eno, do you follow? What's your reaction to this?
Oh yeah, I'm right behind Hugon.
Okay, and then Thunuk.
Actually, had he seen everyone run into the room after being told to come downstairs, he probably would have. Is there anything like a fireman's pole style thing that he can take advantage of here? Because he would have done that as a kid, like climbing trees.
Yes, there has to be. I don't know what it is, but
it's one of the pillars that holds up the floor, so he'll probably just hop onto the pillar and like slide down.
But no, it's funny is that this is a large pillar, so the average person would not be able to wrap their arms around this. But for Thunuk, you're able to get and just slide down.
And that's all the more reason he forgets the book. He's like, they're in such a hurry to go after this big, scary, hungry lady.
And a pole.
Yeah,
have you guys tried this? We should stay here overnight, just to try to check it out. The wiring is substandard and it's in a demilitarized zone. The building should be condemned.
Yeah, but all the same.
And once he gets down, he will cantrip light on his backpack.
Okay, so now the backpack is lit up.
Yeah.
Okay. So and then you do you go down the hallway with them? You follow them?
Well, they're already down the hallway. He's just sort of like gets to the edge of it, and he's like, that's when he cantrip lights on his backpack and like basically does the whole like, I don't want to do this rush, like the rush you do when you're like, I'm going down that direction. I don't want to go down, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I hate every second of this, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah,
but he turned his
I don't want to.
He turned his nightlight on.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So, as you guys charge down the hallway, it gets darker and darker as you go, to the point where eventually it is almost it is almost pitch black, inky black, difficult to see. But you can still hear your footsteps echoing off of this hallway, so you have an idea kind of like the dimensions. And then suddenly, out of like almost nowhere, the echo almost stops, or it's so delayed that you can tell you've entered into a much, much larger space. And here you find almost, it's not so much light as much as you can see Drenmai and Laura Lissa on the back of Sir Silverton, it kind of illuminated, but it's like not like there's any source of light. You just see them like almost in this space. So Dren, you and Laura Lissa weren't in here for very long before you guys entered this inky blackness, and then all of a sudden your friends, family members, and compatriots come charging in with you. And then you find yourself in this featureless black space. You can't even see the floor at your feet. You can see your feet just fine. You can see your hand in front of your face. You can see each other. But like you look down and it feels like solid rock, but you can see nothing. And you hear the same female voice, but there seems to be a deeper timbre almost behind it. And you hear, "So have you had a change of mind? Perhaps they want to have some help after all." And on the very edge of your vision, you can kind of see like this shadow of the woman walking along. But it's like right on the edge. Like you can never quite get more than the detail of like that there is this flowing woman walking just on the edge of what you probably can see.
Is it the same voice from the librarian from earlier?
It is, but there's this deeper timbre behind it, almost like there's two voices speaking. Or some kind of weird resonance behind it, where you hear her voice, but then almost right, like just below it, you hear like this deeper voice.
Seems like a Gollum and Smeagol situation.
And
I was thinking of a Dragon Age situation.
How may
Help
I
with
be
what?
of assistance?
What?
I'm gonna ask the lady. Help with what?
You have been touched by shadow.
Can you fix it?
And you almost hear a chuckle.
I really want to throw something at her now.
I know who can. I know what you must do.
Will you tell me?
For a price. All knowledge has a price, child.
You'll be get all uppity since I'm almost 400 years old. Like visibly just
I'm a grumpy gnome now.
Exactly. What do you want?
At the moment, nothing.
I can give you nothing.
But
That's fair.
I feel a favor to be named at a later date should suffice.
I want to do an insight check on her or something so I can see if she's being truthful.
Mm-hmm. Insight away. And while she's doing that insight check, is there any kind of reaction from the other folks who are?
This is arcane bullshit, and Hugon has had enough. He's been in here for all of 10 seconds, and he's already like, nope, we're not doing it. So he's probably striding directly toward Drenmai and Laura Lissa and the Doom Kitty, and like I don't know if he can see Kohan, but
he can.
like
Cohen has his great axe out, and he is like, he is looking around like he wants to hit something. He just doesn't know what to hit. So
or where it is.
This is something that you actually can relate to him with, where it's like you can tell he feels an overwhelming need to hit something, to destroy something, but there is no target that he can discern.
Right. Yeah, and that's fair. So Hugon proceeds directly to the two of them, heedless of any of this nonsense. Like mask on, his eyes are probably much more visible in this space than normal.
The glowing eyes?
The mask's eyes.
Yeah, the mask's eyes, not Hugon's eyes.
Not Hugon's eyes, the mask's eyes.
Yes.
And so like he gets up to Drenmai and Laura Lissa, unless he's prevented.
No, there's nothing that prevents you from walking right up to them now.
And so like he's weaponless at the moment, and so he's crossed his arms and like looks at the two of them and goes, "What the hell are you thinking?"
She made me do it.
She goes, "No, I didn't. You wanted to do it."
All right,
Yeah,
and he
suggested that we go in there.
he tries to like I don't know how Drenmai's controlling the Sir Silverton, but like I know it's not like reins or anything like that, but he tries to like turn the cat back toward the entrance and like
the entrance is gone.
Where's the big kitty?
There is no indication of which way you came in. The room is an inky black shadow. You can see nothing but what's in front of you.
So seeing that,
and Drenmai, what was your insight roll?
That was a natural one.
You think she's telling the truth?
Okay.
I crit. Opposite.
Yeah, I did the opposite of the crit. So yeah, if I think I'll do one more. Do I think that she's gonna ask something? No, actually, I'm just gonna ask her. Whatever you ask for future favor, I'm fine with it as long as it doesn't harm me or my friends.
And you hear what good is a favor with nothing at risk? I can promise you. I can promise you. I will not be the one to kill you. And you would have every opportunity to be successful. For once I impart this knowledge to you, there's no guarantee you will even be around to fulfill your terms of the bargain. So as you can see, I am the one who's assuming the risk.
All I ask is
Dren, stop talking to this thing.
Why? But she knows the thing.
Shut up.
Where do you suggest we go? She points her gun.
I don't know. And Hugon turns away from them and like goes and proceeds at the whatever this thing is, and goes, "Hey, hi, we would like to leave."
And like it's almost like as you walk towards it, it like disappears, and it kind of like almost
and like tries to get somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like you can't quite ever get like close enough to it, and you hear almost like in your ear this time. It's just like, I believe your compatriots have unfulfilled business they'd like to conduct.
Well, my compatriots are stupid. And they did a stupid thing, and they did a disobedient thing. And now we have a problem because I don't see how to get out, and I would like to leave with my team. And it seems very clear that Hugon is trying to direct this thing to him, to like gain and capture its attention.
And it says,
sort of like pulling a social aggro.
You're trolling it. Just try to draw all the
And my threat meter is high right now.
It says, I can certainly show you the exit.
That would be nice.
Do you wish to travel alone? Or are you bringing your friends with you?
I would like all of my people here with me to be able to go out the way that we came in immediately.
No.
And that is what I thought. What do you want? And don't give me this nonsense. Talk straight.
Give me. Let's see. That would either. Are you trying to persuade it, or are you trying to intimidate it?
I'm gonna try to intimidate it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's total intimidation.
And you know what? Because this is a situation that more emotion than sense is involved here, I'm going to give you a dark inspiration.
Oh.
And trigger the mask.
Okay, so describe for people what your mask does.
So this is clearly a not natural place. This is a place of supernatural energy. A place outside probably of reality, of that we would know, right? So in this place, not only do you see Hugon's mask sort of start to ripple a little bit, like Mercury does, but you definitely see something larger than he is, and like just dripping with malice, sort of hulking behind him, like just an outline of a shape, like a presence followed Hugon into the center of this room, so to speak.
And so what are the effects of your special for folks? Because this is the first time we're seeing Hugon's special.
Well,
and we gave it a name, if I remember.
I believe that we did give it a name. Whoops. I clicked on the wrong thing, and I closed the thing that I wanted to read, so I apologize. Give me a moment. Bam. He's a grumpy mask.
The ability is called Grumpy Mask.
No, it's called Battle Intimidation. I can expend a charge, and Hugon can intimidate the field around him to try and achieve a desired effect. The D20 determines the result. So a table is involved that I don't have access to.
Yes. Let's roll your D20 here. Let's see what happens here.
Now, it doesn't say that I have to roll a check. Would you also like me to roll an intimidation check?
No, I think we'll just use this. We'll just use the charge.
I have an 18 on the die.
Okay, so the voice from the darkness, and so the original request is, what do you want, right?
Yes. What do you want?
And so this beastly thing kind of like appears behind you, right?
What it looks like, it's like looking through smoked glass. If you're like staring at Hugon's back where this thing is behind him, you can still see Hugon, but there's a haze, and you can get the general outline of this shape.
And so opposing to you, another shape starts to take form, and you see it of this enormous dragon. And you see a flash of teeth, and it says, I wish to be whole again.
Okay. Now we have information.
New
Hugon does not look the-
tree.
Hugon does not look the
can
least
help
bit
you.
vague.
I can help you. But in return, I need you to help me become whole. I weary of this form. I did not choose this form.
How do we do that?
The answers you seek for both of these can be found with the Raven Queen.
I so wanted him just to say, I don't know.
Oh,
Figure it out.
oh, that's why I need you. If I knew it, I'd do it already. What the fuck?
If I do it, I mean,
Jesus
you
Christ.
dumbass.
If I could do it, I'd do it already. I'm stuck in here. What the fuck? No.
Okay. All right. So you want us to go and parlay with a goddess of death.
Absolutely. But does
Right?
Hugon actually know that?
Hugon is intimately probably acquainted with gods of death.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kelemvor, the Raven Queen, Nerul, Jargal. I mean, he's a soldier. His business is death, essentially.
Yeah.
Just in a non-religious sense.
Bob, the guy down the street.
You know, Roy.
Roy.
You know, he helps
Roy.
me out.
Roy,
Yeah.
God of Death. Roy, God of Death.
What's your name? Roy.
Roy.
That's not very... Oh, you killed him!
No. He's great at parties, you know.
Great party chick. Yeah.
So this enormous dragony figure says, if you pledge to help me, I will give you the answers you seek. I can tell you, I have seen others with this affliction before.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not end pretty.
Yeah, I'm keenly aware of that. Do you think that I'm the first one to wear this mask? You think I put it on without knowing?
I was speaking of your friends.
Oh, well,
Hugon looks around. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah, them.
Care.
she's 400 years old. She hasn't gotten herself killed yet.
She is.
And I don't know about the other one.
And you're,
Surprise.
you hear this deep laughter, like you've actually said something funny, and it says, she is but a child.
Yeah, it's real nice. Yeah. Great.
Like that happens in
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
character.
Do we have an accord?
I want to be very clear. If we help you or agree to help you, you are going to open the way for us to go back to the library. Is that correct?
I can open a way out, but the way you would need to move is not backwards. You would need to move forwards. Your friends do not have much time.
Where will you send us?
I can open a gate to the Shadowfell, which brings you closer to your goal.
Yes!
It is there where you will be able to take the actions required to fulfill your quest and to fulfill mine.
We are so yin and yang. Mine is excitement. Hugon's is
Has Luke caught up with these for their one yet?
Has what? Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Phonak and Eno are there. They're seeing all this. So it's what
Okay.
are the reactions here?
You're muted.
When Eno hears the word quest,
Mm-hmm.
I think that might spark something, and he'll turn to Thunik and be like, "I can carry that if you want."
What?
I can carry the book if you want. I mean, I don't know. You might have a lot of stuff in that bag. You know, you've been adventuring for a while. I got a lot of room in mine. I can carry the book if you don't want to carry it. The book, the cookbook.
Oh, that wasn't a cookbook though, so I left it behind. What?
The book. You left the book. You left the book. You left
the library.
Left the book.
Yeah, it's a library.
Yeah, but we were just borrowing it. You can borrow books from a library.
Yeah, but
just for future reference.
Were we supposed to borrow that book?
Yes. There were some people that wanted us to borrow it. They gave us permission.
I left it upstairs. It was. Yeah.
Okay.
I could go back and get it.
And looks around. Does he see? Like, I don't know if he's noticed that there isn't an exit.
Well,
maybe he's.
It's pretty obvious when you look around. It's like you're like in this inky blackness. Yeah.
Okay, so he looks around and he's like, I don't.
Seneka's already 180, and it's like he's just running down.
And he never gets any farther away.
Well, kind of holodecks where it's like you go and then you come out the other side and I come back up on the party from the other end.
Yeah. So Eno goes, well, there was something we left something, and can we go get it?
Yukon swivels his head like back around, and his eyes are like just like baleful, bright red light. And this thing also behind him swivels as well.
Which one are we doing? Are we doing the standing in place or back, like over and over and over again? Because if it's standing in place, then it's just like, otherwise he just keeps coming by and
hi guys,
pass between the two of them.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Man, you guys are fast. You keep catching me.
Honestly, half the fun of this game is either giving or taking away everything that Brian wants, or just driving Hugon up the freaking wall.
It is a good time. It is really good time.
So, are you asking this of?
Yeah, I'm looking at the librarian. If I can see the librarian and the shadow and the whatever dragon shadow, whatever. I'm like looking in that direction, and I think. Yeah, I think just in case like they didn't hear me, I would ask again, but I would cast thaumaturgy to make my voice like a little louder.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just say, yeah, is there an exit that we can go back through? And just we left something upstairs, I guess.
And the voice says, "You must move forward. There is nothing in the book that I cannot give you."
But why can't we move forward that way? That's still moving forward. We'd still be moving forward. We're not walking backwards. We're moving forwards. But we're just going that direction. Forwards.
Do not trifle me
to get
with your semantics, little one.
Hey, and like Hugon's like, hey, pay attention. It's like, you and I, we're having a conversation.
Your demon child would make an excellent snack.
Oh, fuck off. You want our help or not?
I'm really a bit gamey. You don't want to.
A little spicy, just. Just here. Do we have an accord?
Apparently, because apparently we can't go back. We can only go forward. And you all left the book, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yeah, thought it was running by.
We left the book.
Okay, all right. We're gonna have this conversation later.
I imagine it was kind of like Well, yeah, we did it.
Oh, we lost clues.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Hang on. Sorry,
Oh,
folks, for listening on the
no.
podcast. We have to do a really quick change right here. I'm going to capture a window, which is a special kind of Pokemon. There we go.
It has a special move called Defenestrate.
It is an awesome move. All right, so while we're waiting for clues to return to us, forgive me for having to watch this, folks at home who are watching us, but it would not be Sunday if we did not have some kind of technological failure.
It's true.
In this case, it is Dren's internet. So before we move ahead with that particular portion of the show, I got nothing.
Sonic finally stops, like in between everyone. It's like, "Whew, whew. Oh, you guys got here fast. So, read the book.
Yeah, that book that I was letting you read, the cookbook.
Mhm.
That's the book that we were sent here to get. That's the book that I was sent here to get. That's the book that you were sent here to get.
Yeah,
That's the book that we were sent here to get.
Oh, I didn't
And we
know
can't
that.
get. Now we got it, but we can't get it because
But-
it's not here.
I was just on my way to get it.
But we can't.
Hold on. Thump, 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 thump.
And as he goes running by, Hugon, there's a hand on your shoulder. And it's
And, like, you're awfully familiar.
it's Laura Lissa. And she says quietly to you, "We need to do this."
Well, yeah, no shit. We don't really have a choice now, do
No,
we?
no,
His,
I mean-
his mask is vibrating.
No. And like a hand comes up to your face and just gently on the side, like not like stroking, just like, "No, I understand. Even if we had a choice, we need to do this."
All right. I wish we'd have gotten the book. And he like
I
pointedly looks back at Eno.
Who goes looking? Thump, 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 thump.
he can't look at Thunuk because Thunuk is like continuously running.
And she says, I think Dren and I need all of you there. So I get this is not the ideal scenario. We can, but I think this is what we need to do. Oh, yay! And Clues
perfect
is
timing.
back.
Perfect.
Perfect timing.
Just as she
Perfect.
planned it.
What?
And so the shadows coalesce again, and the librarian in this human form comes walking back out from the shadows, but this time actually like close enough and formed enough that you can actually see her. You can actually see her like you saw her before. And she says there is a gem similar to the one in your lantern, and she gestures up to Dren's lantern. Oh, hang on one second, guys.
Mine.
And I gotta fix something here. We got something. Hang on.
We're a little mixed up.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
noticed
that's right,
that
'cause I came later.
that you're over here, and
I'm
you should be over here.
You're over here.
You guys get
There.
to your boxes.
Back in your
Get back in your box.
There we go. Get back in your box. All right.
What's in the
Sorry
box?
if we're taking everyone out of the story when we do this. So she says
Yeah.
there is
we're
a gem
podcasters.
that corresponds to the one in your friend's lantern. You obviously banished the demon that originally created it. The side effect, the backlash, was that the tether had to move someplace else and has now connected your two friends. there is a place where you can find this gem.
I like gems.
It is likely because it is contained of soul and memory. It is very likely already been collected by the Raven Queen. You will have to barter for it for its return. And then you must return to the material plane through the
We have to go.
through the world tree with the gem. In doing so, it will be cleansed.
Okay.
I pictured it in character too. This.
All right. Just, we know what we want. We know who has it. We know what we need to do. Do you have any special instructions for us? Anything that we have to know? Because I'm super tired of listening to you. This has not been a pleasant day.
She says, the Raven Queen will require something in exchange. What, I will not know. It depends on her mood on this day, but generally she trades in memory. So if you can bring her a shiny enough bauble, she might be willing to part with it.
That's good knowledge.
Seek the Shadar Kai when you have arrived in the Shadowfell, and they will be able to escort you to where you need to go. Otherwise, the Shadowfell is a virtually unnavigable wasteland.
I so want to turn to Hugo. I'll be like, so how's them spiders looking now, huh?
Spiders?
Yeah.
Hugon doesn't move, but the thing that is with Hugon, like, crouches down to you and just doesn't say anything and just stares right at you. And you can feel heat coming off of it.
Who's it staring at?
Clues.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dren.
Dren, yeah. She says, I have little contact now with the Shadowfell, less than I did many years ago. But what little contact I can tell me this. You are not the only ones vying for this stone, so you will need to keep your guard up. And she turns to you, Hugon, and says, there is another mask bearer. Beware.
Life. Do you know this one's name?
I do not.
I have a suspicion who it is.
I do not. Just...
Life. Which means that the Red Lady wants it too.
Just be aware.
Mm-hmm.
Beware the Feralith. And she says, you will also be able to receive the information you need to fulfill your end of this bargain.
Good. We had better.
Yes. You better had. And she recedes back into the shadows. And there's, you can see almost like the shadows start to swirl, and you start to see some, not gray forms, but almost like you could see the edges of clouds that you couldn't necessarily before. Before it was just inky blackness. And now you're able to start to see it. There's almost some form of deep, dark grays and purple hues. And eventually the mists start to clear, and you find yourself in this dark gray valley that looks very similar to where the outside of Stonekeep is located, but different. The mountains have shifted ever so slightly. Some of them lay lower. The peaks are more jagged. But the overall thing that you do notice is that colors are much less vibrant. The colors on your own person, even like the color of your skin, is washed out and pale. I need you all to roll me a d6.
You lose that many levels. Ha ha.
And you're dead.
I got a 6.
You got
Ditto.
a 6, and Thunic got a 6.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So 6 is going to be Thunic. And Dren. What did everyone else get here?
I have a 3.
Okay. And
4.
That's how old you are.
that is now how old you are. You are now in the bodies of children. Okay, I'm going to send
I
you guys.
rolled a shit in my diaper.
And now you got to deal with it because I'm young. I'm a baby, and I don't have to deal with that. I am.
I'm a baby.
What I'm doing right now is in our private messages and discords. You feel one of the things about being in the Shadowfell is that you feel an overwhelming, or you start to feel like a predominant emotions start kind of welling up in you, almost like unbidden. You start having thoughts and memories drawn up from within inside you. You're finding unwarranted memories, unbidden, popping into your mind of old things, and the messages that I'm sending you right now kind of give color to what those emotions would look like, what those memories would look like. And I gotta do this one here, and that is
Crap. Is it going to be super specific?
No, it's not super specific. It's more just an overall feeling. So if your feeling were sorrow or loss, it's memories that are associated with that is the ones that come up with that. You're just sort of you just find that a lot of as your mind wanders, these are the memories that you find yourself returning to more often than not.
Trent's going to need therapy after this.
So the shadow.
You're going to need therapy?
Yeah, with what B sent me.
So the Shadowfell is basically like anxiety inducing.
It is.
PTSD.
It is. The Shadowfell, when you're in it, the first thing you feel is cold. There is a nip to the air. It feels like there's almost a constant wind blowing. That doesn't necessarily feel like windy, like, oh God, wind blowing through my hair and I got to lean into it. But it's sort of like this ethereal wind that just chills you to the bone. But it has this way of leaching out. You find, like, as you try to think of like positive things, it's not that you can't hold on to them, but you kind of have these negative, or I'm not going to say negative, it's more like these specific memories tied to these emotions tend to want to try to reassert themselves. And this is like right away, like you're snapped hit with a memory right away. But as
It's only the memories. There's not like we don't see.
No,
like,
you're not seeing like a physical manifestation. You haven't been holodecked, where you haven't been inserted into the matrix. We're gonna make you relive every awful moment of your life over and over. No, we just get to do that in real life. In Dungeons and Dragons, it's just pretend. But as that smoke clears from around you, you hear, like, distantly and echoing, "Seek the Raven Queen, seek the Shadar Kai, find the Fortress of Memories." And then the smoke finally clears. Thunic, you feel a twitching in your backpack.
Twitching.
Yes, a twitching.
He will look into his backpack and see what's going on.
You find the stick that the otter gave you.
Oh.
And you can feel that it's kind of like jerking in a specific direction.
Wait, is this
Dowsing
stick?
rod.
Yeah, is this stick shaped like a dowsing rod?
No, it's just a stick. It's
Okay.
it's just a. If you looked at anyone who would look at the stick would just say, "Oh, you have a stick that you carry with you,"
Mhm.
and it's pretty small. Like it fits in like the palm of your hand. It's not like it's an enormous like log or anything. Um,
Uh, I- I'm going to. Thunuk's going to take the stick and just sort of hold it out in front of him, like, I think, the stick wants us to go this way.
You're just like, why the fuck are we following the stick?
Hey, that thing's not going to get us into a sticky situation, is it?
Yes.
I mean, it looks fairly dry. I don't think there's any more sap in it.
Okay. That's good.
Okay.
Who are we supposed to find?
Shatter Kai.
Dren, give me a give me an Arcana check.
$21.
For the briefest of moments, you feel the suggestion spell over Sir Silverton waver. Just a little glimmer, just a little shimmer on the surface. Not that you've lost control, not that the spell has faded, and you still have a few hours left on it before your pet becomes,
Not a pet.
what eats you, before you become a chew toy. But that you did feel like the first like little glimmer on the surface of that spell.
Hmm. Oh no, I can't do that because that'd be bad too.
Well, hang on. Hang on a second. That's going to stop you? Doing something bad?
Yeah, what about the chaos?
I think attempting to kill a god would probably not go over well for us.
I like how we go from how do I tame the steel predator to how do we I think we need to kill a god. That seems to be the only logical solution to this problem. Is that we murder a deity.
Then we don't have to ooh, okay. So because I got a better idea. This is Dren's thought pattern. And this is probably all coming out like, yeah, no, maybe. Well,
It's probably not
Okay.
a good idea to kill a god.
yeah.
But wait.
But wait, there's more. So I only have a couple hours left. And I heard everything that Dragon was saying to Hugon, right? Because we were all in the same room.
Yes. Yes.
I want to look at Hugon. Who's the red lady?
Because you did say that out loud when you said about the mask. Oh, great, the red lady's going to want that too.
She's not called the Red Lady. She's the Red Knight. She's a goddess of war. My goddess.
So she's here?
I mean, she's a god, so I'm imagining she can be pretty much wherever she would like.
So she wants the stone.
Maybe. These masks are unique. If more than one of us is here, she may have designs on it. Now, keep in mind, we don't all serve her, but we're associated.
But the mask is going to be like yours?
Maybe worse, maybe better.
Okay, Brian, I'm going to message you.
So while she's messaging, are you guys starting to walk the way that Stick is telling you to?
I think so. I mean, Hugon is kind of like lacking in will to argue with Thunuk at this point. He doesn't know where the hell they're going. At the very least, Thunuk seems pretty savvy on directions. So,
And as you're going, the grass crunches underneath your boots, almost like a frost had settled on it. The grass, you can see that it is grass, but it's barely green. It looks gray. Like the color has just been sapped out of everything around you. The sky is this stormy gray sky, roiling clouds, barely any light coming through. And so while you're doing this, Dren, you dismount?
Yep, I'm going to dismount from Sir Silverton.
Okay.
I kind of creep up to his ear.
Okay. And she dismounts. Sir Silverton comes up to you, Hugon, and like snuffles, and this enormous face just comes right down, snuffles like right at the mask. And there's like that metal on metal as it's like, taking a second, just really getting
Hugon's like, "Can I help you?"
And and it looks at you, and as you say that, it nods, and it bounds off at this incredible speed, and within moments is just gone.
As it's running away, I'd be like, and if you change your mind and you want to be friends, come back.
We can talk about this.
We can make it work.
As it's
God.
bounding
Our
off,
love was real.
I'm playing like a little sad.
On my side. Yeah, I want to hear the sad song.
Yeah, I'm playing like a little sad song, like Sir Silverton, we miss you already. Do.
I'm crying.
I can imagine it. That's like, oh yeah, Dren's just bawling,
I just Kitty.
Kitty. Oh, that
Kitty,
actually
no!
That hurts. No, it does. It does. It's because we had such little time together. Between the time you tried to kill me and then I forced you to like me.
I kept one of his little one of his little silver claws that fell off during the fight or something, and it's like my new trinket.
Yeah. So okay. So as you guys are walking along, you're finding that it's almost like walking through a dreamscape, in that it looks like things on the horizon are constantly shifting. Like mountains that were there a second ago, when you look and you see them out of the peripheral, and then when you go to actually focus on them, they actually kind of shift position a little bit, or maybe distances are changing and all that. And it's very, very difficult to tell if you're making any kind of progress. Thunuk, you do notice that so your backpack is still lit up. Because it is very hard to see. You're finding that your vision, those that do have dark vision, it's halved.
Oh,
You're not able to see nearly as far as you were before. Drenmai, are you using your lantern as an actual lantern for this as well? Because you're essentially traveling like on a stormy night with no rain.
Oh yeah, because it works as a functional light.
Okay, and both of you see that your light actually travels about half the distance that it used to. When you're on the material plane. So the stick is the stick. Every time you kind of start to wander off a little bit, you even think you're walking straight, but then the stick kind of like pulls you off to the right a little bit, and then back to the left a little bit, and as you're trying to focus in. Everyone, give me a perception check.
Are we going the same direction as the cat?
It's tough to say because the cat kind of bounded off and was out of sight very, very quickly. Yeah.
I have a 18.
18.
13.
13. Womp,
20.
womp, 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 womp. And what is
I got a
Eno?
10.
A 10. So Eno, you're probably a little bit out of your element with this. This is like odd for you. Maybe your memories are kind of a little bit closer to the surface at this moment. Drenmai and Hugon, you guys hear... Oh, wait, Drenmai, what did you get?
13.
13. You think you hear a buzzing noise. Hugon, you
I'm
know
agitated.
you hear a buzzing noise and a slight scratch in the ground in the distance. Thunuk, you hear this buzzing, and it feels like it's coming from multiple directions. And you hear these tiny little footsteps in the ground, like little crunch, 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 crunch.
Like on the ground or in the ground?
On the ground. And you
Okay.
know that something is approaching, and you are filled with dread.
Oh.
And the crunching gets closer.
If Thunuk had hackles, they'd be raised.
Hearing the approach of a sound, I imagine, particularly in a place that is called the Shadow Fell, like he'd probably pull out his weapon. Hugon would, I mean.
I'm gonna check my ear like something's in it.
Thunuk has shillelied his stick,
Mm-hmm.
and he is looking around, and
You hear a child's laughter. Then you hear giggling from multiple children. The buzzing grows closer.
guys,
Yeah, I hear it too.
Look, he brings the stick up to his mouth. He's like, Otter, is this the right direction?
This really sucks.
It's kind of scary.
Drenmai, do you have dark vision or?
I do.
You do. You've got dark vision.
Yeah.
On the very edge of what you're able to see, you see what looks to be a dilapidated porcelain doll come toddling in. Like one of the eyes is missing. It looks kind of like
cracked and
dirty.
shit.
But where the body is, looks like an enormous paper wasp nest. And it is surrounded by this swarm of wasps.
What the hell?
I don't like wasps.
And then
I
another
put Scorching Ray to it.
one.
Fire! Get away from me. I don't like
Nope,
wasps.
not doing this.
Nope. Go. Scorching Ray.
Scorching
At
Ray.
however many I can see.
So how does that work? How does Scorching Ray work here? Let's
It's instantaneous. I can create 3 rays of fire and I hurl it at the targets, and it's within 120-foot range.
is
so
it
whatever.
so is it a hang on, let's take a look here. Is it like you have to roll to see if you hit, or is it like one of those insta hit type situations?
It's an evocation. Insta.
Let's see. Scorching
I have to make a ranged spell attack, and
there we
it's
go.
instantaneous that I can cast it.
Yes. So do that. So go ahead and
I don't like it.
do
Hate, burn.
for each. So make a ranged attack spell for each ray.
Fire!
I thumbs down it and set it on fire.
Mhm.
I downvote that.
Okay, so that's a 14, 20, dirty 20, and a 21.
Okay, so you fire like wildly, like bah! He just
Fire back! Oh, I don't like buzzy things.
and 2 of the scorching rays plow into this thing, and it just the and how so do your damage. Let's do your damage here.
Okay.
2d6 for each one, unless you did it at a higher level.
No, I'm just doing it at a 2nd level. I don't get it until I think 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah. is the next one. So that's going to be 8 to 1, 5 to 1 to the other one.
So you do 13 points of damage total. These plow into this thing. The nest explodes in fire. The thing takes a few more steps and then like just falls over forward.
Don't do that again.
3 more enter your vision.
Fuck.
Thonic, you're pretty sure that there's, when you got your perception roll there, that now that you've seen what it is and you can put the footsteps together with what you heard, there's probably a couple hundred of those things out there. And now you see more step in. And you hear the buzzing starts to really get to, actually starts to get quite loud as they start moving in. And you start to see these swarms moving in closer to you.
Up.
And as they move in, the first swarms start to move in on you. And you each take 1 point of damage from the wasps as they start to swarm around you.
Extraordinary.
Oh boy, I wish I hadn't used that Spirit Guardians earlier.
And as you do that, you hear some more from the darkness outside of your vision. You hear more of the children giggling. Some of the dolls like still have some of the hair like kind of in clumps sticking out like at odd angles. Some of them, like little bits of the clothing they used to be wearing, is like kind of like melded in with the paper wasp nest. There's a couple that are just crawling along the ground because they're like missing a leg or missing the full foot.
I wish we had taken a nap before we did this.
Well, we did have a couple hours of searching, didn't we?
I thought when we
that would
I
count
thought
as a
when we
short
were at
rest.
the library, we rest.
Yeah, that would be a short
Oh.
rest. Yeah, that was a short rest.
Well, in that case, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do short rests work when it comes to spell slots?
Nothing.
I
think
think that's only for hit points. Hang on. It should be right in here, right? This is like one of the most basic questions, right? That I should probably know.
I thought we did a full rest on that one.
That would require like 8 hours or 6 to 8 hours of like doing nothing
Yeah.
but sleeping, and you guys were gallivanting around. It was only like a little bit of time that you guys were in there.
Okay.
Short rest, you can use a hit die to regain hit points,
Yeah.
which I didn't do, which I probably should have.
Most of us should be
I
close.
would let you.
I can't.
I would let
I'm
you. I would let
net
you
positive.
retroactively do that. I would let you do a retroactive hit die situation because we didn't specifically say you were doing a short rest, so I can't penalize you for that.
All right, I'm gonna do 1 hit die.
Okay.
Or I'll do 2.
2.
Yeah, I have 5 up to 5, so I'll do 2 because it's 1d8 plus 2, and I need to hit 8 hit points.
Yep. Yeah, you won't get your spells back until at least 8 hours long, during which a character sleeps or performs light activity, reading, talking, eating, or standing watch for no more than 2 hours.
All right. Thunk's gonna use his innate ability to speak with animals, and he's gonna speak to the wasps and say, "Could you please be nice? This is very rude. We're just traveling.
Is this
This
your
is
one
very
of,
rude.
We'd like to be your friends.
Is
we be
this-
friends?
Is this your the actual spell, or is this just the ability to
Just the innate ability.
This is where they can understand you,
Yes.
but they can't speak back.
Yeah. No, I'm sure Thunuk would probably take their not stinging him anymore as a sign of they are now friends.
They still attempt to. They still swarm around you and are still like trying to alight on you as you're brushing them away. They're still. You can see they're still trying to sting you.
Mm. Um. Okay, here's something I don't think is going to work, but let's try it anyway. But how do you feel about adjusting animal friendship for swarms? Because it really only technically works on one animal.
But yeah, but they count. I would say that a swarm would count as I can allow that.
Okay, Thunic takes a bit of meat out of one of his bags, pockets, like his
Pocket
waist bag.
meat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we can be friends. Let's be friends. It is better to be friends. And offers them a little tiny bit of dead animal meat. He's just like it's like one of the dead mice that he carries around for when he's trying to feed owls and stuff like that.
Is this the spell of animal friendship, or is this the?
This is the spell of animal friendship.
Okay. So what? How does that? Let's take a look here, because I don't think you've ever.
So it says this spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed in a wisdom saving throw, or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. If you or one of your companions harms a target, the spell ends. But so
if anyone swats one of these things,
yeah.
Hang on one second.
After the fact.
Yeah. Let me see something here. Let's take a look at this. What is the intelligence that it needs? So what was the intelligence requirement?
4 or higher.
4 or higher, automatic failure.
Okay,
on my part. But they have to do a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. So what if their intelligence is, or wisdom? Oh, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Intelligence 4 or higher is an automatic failure because I can't use animal friendship on intelligent creatures.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I got it. So it has the potential to work. So now they just need to do a wisdom saving throw.
I have to beat a 15.
They beat the 15.
Oh, God.
And that's with a -2, so that was a lucky roll. Well, for me. And the swarm actually starts to intensify as more of these mobile wasp nests start to move into your field of vision, and
that is a terrifying statement.
And
mobile wasp nest.
You can all take another
with dolls attached.
Another 2 points of damage from these wasps that are stinging you now. And as they've actually started to reach kind of almost near your feet, and you see one of them, Hugon, starts to try to climb up your leg. The one.
Oh, fuck no! I cast punt.
So I'm going to count it as an automatic hit, but give me an athletics check.
Sure.
to see what the result of this punt, because it's kind of hard to not punt it when it's holding on to you.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The kick is good. So you're able to just
the tiniest football ever.
You hit it you pry it off with your halberd and with your the butt end of your halberd and just punt this thing. And as you do, I mean, your armored foot just sinks into the wasp's nest and sends this thing flying out of your field of vision. But again, there's more of these things that are still kind of coming in.
Hugon basically. Okay, Thonic, does the stick still work?
So he's got 2 sticks in his hand. He's like, wait, big one or little one?
Little one.
Yes, it does.
Can you use it while you run?
I don't see why not.
Okay, then let's go. And
if we're being told to go, I'm climbing up on top of Thanook. 'Cause I'm short.
Yeah, otherwise you're just going to wait for me, guys.
That's fair.
Ow, 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 wait, ow, ow, ow. Okay, so you guys all take off running and with Hugon or
Well, I mean,
Sonic?
like Hugon. That's what Hugon wants to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm fine with running because I don't like wasps. Bad.
These are just regular sized wasps, right?
Yes, but there's lots and lots of them.
Yeah, it's regular size in that like a Japanese stinging hornet is a regular size, or like the Megalera Garuda is a regular sized wasp.
The way that the Weta is a regular sized Weta. It's
Yeah, they're like probably the size. They're like probably mice sized.
These are pretty. They're good sized wasps. I mean, actually, here let's perspective, right?
Anyways,
Yeah,
They're big.
yeah.
They suck. We hate them.
don't like it. I'm shooting off firebolts like behind Thanook's running that way. I'm like,
Mhm.
but you.
Cantrips just like boo, boo, boo.
Yeah, it's just a cantrip over and over and over. Get away!
And-
Don't chase. Bad.
and so you start to see like, and you see like as you're doing that, like you're shooting this into the darkness, but as you do that, you start to see like as you're hitting like pockets of these things, like they'll start you'll see the body flare up, and you see like 3 or 4 of them go up at a time, and you see another 3 or 4. But now they're actually starting to run and chase you. They're not keeping pace with you, but they are moving a
Good
little
luck
bit
with that.
faster. As you now you're out of the realm of the range of the actual swarm itself, so you're not getting stung constantly, but you can still hear the children laughing almost more now, almost gleefully as you're running
Yeah.
away.
More firebolts.
Hugon does not like this one bit. In fact, he seems quite shaken.
He doesn't like regular children's laughter, let alone creepy children's
Yeah, well,
laughter.
I mean, like, there's a couple of things going on here, and that's one of them for certain.
Was it? Were they stinging us all? Did we all take
Yeah,
damage?
yeah, everyone took damage
Oh.
on that. Yeah.
Was it
3 in
just
total
2?
so far.
Oh, 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
so you took 1
We
and then
got
you
hit
took
once
2.
and then twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todek's going full speed, by the way.
Good.
So what?
This
but-
is good.
No,
We
but
like
what's
this.
what is Thunuk's full speed?
30.
Oh, okay, so the same as everyone else. I thought it was. I thought it would be long-legged and.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Walking speed is 30.
Yeah, so his running is probably 60.
His
Yeah.
running is, if he's flat out running, he's moving at times 4. So,
120 feet per.
so if every
120.
medium, if your movement speed is 30, you can move at times 4 at a run, but you can only run for so long.
Yes, this is true. Do all of you have the same running speed? I guess I know. Dren is up on.
I have 25.
Yeah, but you're riding.
But I'm on a Nook.
Yes. but
Kohan is probably faster.
well, he's human, so he's still. Some of it just comes down to how
Right,
long
but
your
he's a
legs are.
barbarian.
Yeah. So he's able to keep pace with Thunuk. Do I have their speed on here? I do. Yeah, they're all able to. Yeah, you got. Okay, so everyone pretty much has the same speed of 30, so everyone's able to keep pace. So you're able to run for. I mean, do you just run until you can't anymore, or you just are like, what's your plan here? Just to.
I mean, the stick is guiding us. If the stick says to go, it's important that we go, I think.
Okay, so you guys are running.
Yeah, we're looking for these peoples. They're supposed to tell us where to go.
Yeah. As you're running, you're starting to realize that there's actually more of these creepy things. Almost like you're running through a corridor to them as they're like slowly closing in. And as you finally get to a point with the stick where you now realize that there are actually more of these nests in front of you as well. And you quick stop, and right as you stop, and the swarms, just as they start to move in again, there is this wall of flame that erupts around you. It's almost like someone
Yay.
like carpet bombed, but missed you. It like circles
Do it.
around you.
Danger close. Danger close.
Yes, and you see like these fields, and it looks like a field of lanterns being lit up from all these things being as these hornet nests burst into flame, and as these like dolls start to melt under this intense like white hot heat.
Like maniacally laughing on top of Sinook's shoulder.
And as
Joy!
and
I am so happy.
and through and as this is happening, these four figures come running through this field of burning creatures, these tall lithe figures, and you notice that they are wearing masks, but not like yours, Hugon. These are much more ornate, and they have these mournful faces on them. You see like the long pale hair and like elven ears, but even more pronounced from underneath them. But they come running through, and they quickly just say to you, "We must flee. Come with us if you want to live. You don't know what chases you."
Dolls. We're being chased by dolls and wasps. Wasps are mean. These dolls are ugly.
We can get into it later.
What is behind us is much worse.
Let's go.
So
Thump, 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 thump.
so they start, but they lead you a little bit off track from where the stick wants you to go. But they make sure, and as they go, you can see every now and again they're launching these fire blasts in front of them to sort of clear the way as they go, and you run off into the darkness with them. And that is where we're going to end our game for this week.
Ah!
Dun dun dun.
So, hey, for the folks who are watching, Potato Storms, thank you very much for watching this week and joining us in the chat there. Hey guys, for the folks who are listening to us on the podcast, which will be available on Wednesday, thank you very much for watching. For the folks who, if you ever want to get our podcast without any of the ads in it, you can actually support us on Patreon, and you can get the podcasts through there ad free. But this week, what do we have coming up? We've got Late to the Game on Tuesday.
Tuesday, Late to the Game, Dragon's Lair.
Ooh, Dragon's Lair, excellent. An arcade classic that ate our money for many, many years. Do we have anything else coming up this week? I think it's a pretty quiet week.
It is as well.
Is there anything? I think there's something happening with... No, you'll probably just have to watch our Twitter for the rest of the week to find out. We have something... There is an announcement coming down. A very important announcement.
Yeah.
About...
Not yet.
Yes, but there are things. So stay tuned for that, folks. I know that's kind of cryptic. It's super cryptic, but it'll be made very clear this week. So follow us on Twitter at EatDrinkRoll. Make sure you subscribe to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/EatDrinkRoll, so that way you can get notifications for when we go live and see quality entertainment like you saw today here on Team X, an official Acquisitions Incorporated franchise. We're going to take the briefest of breaks, and then after that, we are going to go do that whole table talk thing, and then we'll wrap up. Huh? Oh. Anyway. Table talk. Yes. So, folks, stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching the live show or the podcast, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Yeah.
ones are the ones that terrify me.
And I remember when I first moved here, we went camping with the scouts on this property around the corner from here. And I looked up, and about 20 feet away, there was a spider. 20 feet away, I could tell every detail of that fucking spider. It wasn't like near me. It was up there, 20 feet away, up in the canopy, and it was just like.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we've been talking about the nightmare creatures that keep us up at night.
Yeah, they're pretty righteous.
Yep.
Talking about all the awful
Table
things.
talk.
Perfect.
And you like want to go hunt these kinds of spiders is the thing. Like these are like spiders that are the size of like basset hounds, and you want to go and hunt them for their legs. And I want nothing to do with
tasty food.
I think Dren would think it's fascinating. Me, I'm absolutely terrified.
Oh yeah.
I just don't like them.
I personally have an ongoing nightmare that pops up whenever I'm super stressed out, and it's I've been walking somewhere, and then I come to realize I am now surrounded by spiders in their webs.
Nuh-uh.
I have wandered
That's
into this.
Arachnophobia.
And they're gigantic, like the size of chihuahuas, and they haven't noticed me. But if I move, somehow I managed to wander into this space. But I now know that if I move the wrong way, they will see me, and there is no right way to move.
That sucks.
Don't write that down. That's an ongoing nightmare I have. Repeating.
It's not for you.
It's not to be used for you.
It's for other people.
I wouldn't turn that on you, but I could turn it on other people.
Okay.
Favorite moments of the game. Let's go around the horn. Let us start. Where should we start this time? Is there a volunteer for favorite moment of the game?
I volunteer.
The book. The book.
Oh, the book.
Having the book. We had the book.
Everything surrounding the book was pretty funny.
We found the book. We had the book. We left the book.
So close. So close.
Yeah.
That was a fun moment. I'm so glad it turned out that way. And staying very true to characters, guys. Thank you very much for that. That's again ways to please your dungeon master. Let's go anti-clockwise today.
Does that mean me?
Change it up. Yes, that would mean it goes to our blind cleric.
Oh man, this is a tough call. Probably Dren being a bad influence. Well, okay, let's do this thing.
Hang on.
No,
that down.
no, no. Why? Well, I don't know. You don't know? No, we're just gonna do it.
Like, good idea at the time.
All of the best stories come with, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
That's essentially like Dren's, here, hold my beer.
Which is fine. It's just like, oh man. Now we have to do this like task for this shadow creature that maybe it's Shadow Drake.
Could be worse.
Now I'm like grumpy and on a different plane and having unbidden memories. It's just
Yeah, I can't wait to explore that next week.
I can. Ugh.
I know.
Ugh.
The Viking goat.
It's a toughie. I don't know what this entity is, but I like the fact that the one that Hugon has conjured up or summoned or whatever. But I like the fact that it is equally put upon as Hugon. Like the two of them are like, huh?
There's resonance.
Yeah, like I can see Hugon having like this exacerbated look about him, and then this entity behind him is just like, really?
Equally exacerbated.
Yeah, equally exacerbated, but like commiserating at the same time.
Yeah, he's not gone, by the way.
Wonderful.
It's still there.
It's
I just
there.
I just have this like image of the two of you basically like, again, yeah, I know.
Yeah, something about being on a different plane makes it visible.
Interesting. I'm curious now.
Interesting. Clues.
I think like doing the whisper to Mr. Sir Silverton and then the combo of crying while plays sad music to running in the distance like that.
We can make it work.
Yeah, we like now come back. The visual to me is really funny.
I definitely that's very good. I'm looking forward to seeing the consequences and repercussions there as well.
Exactly. I can't wait.
So
I can.
I'm going to admit that Thunik has been waiting this entire time to use animal friendship on that cat, and then the cat ran away.
Oh.
Then you got to use it on the wasp.
Yeah.
Which, but yeah, that's not giant metal kitty.
What
What do these wasps look like? Oh, would that even have worked on him?
No.
Well, he is an animal.
Auto fail on intelligence 4.
Oh, he's
Like,
got to be intelligence
Four,
higher,
like
right?
higher than 4 or 4?
4 or higher.
Yeah, it would have failed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just barely. So maybe it's a good thing that turned out this way. So what are the wasps?
Which
look
wasn't
like?
my original plan with Sir Silverton. I want him to come back.
The wasps. Yeah, I envisioned that they look a lot like those Megalera Garuda ones that
They're awful.
Yeah, just big.
Think of something
nasty...
that, like, think of a normal wasp, like a mud dauber. Now make it 6 inches long and apply the fiendish template.
It's just.
And that is what this thing looks like.
Things that look like.
It looks like science fiction.
It looks like hate personified.
Like like when they found that thing, they're like, "What the hell?"
I see a picture of someone holding 4 of them in the palm of their hand, like they stretch from the one side of the palm to the other.
Yeah, these are.
Yeah, they can only hold 4.
Big nasties. Although they might be good eats.
Probably
protein.
I seem to recall them being horrifically venomous.
Well, so are blowfish. You just got to cook them right. You got to prepare them correctly. I think the book was definitely fun. It's just the reaction with all of between it's a cookbook. It's a fucking cookbook. I can't and then the going on to, hey so I forgot it.
I left it behind.
Yeah.
What?
I do. That's kind of like when you leave the house. Do you have the keys? And it's like, no, I thought you had the keys. No, I thought you had the keys, and now you're locked out of the house. It's kind of where that went. I think that was definitely a fun moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to exploring some of these things with you guys next week.
I have to start thinking about my memories.
Yes,
I already know one.
I think. Yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards. That's something else. But yes, so Team X is now in the.
What about yours? Besides the book.
Besides the book, it's tough to say. I'm trying to. Because you guys break me like 3 or 4 times.
We moved a lot this time.
You guys break me like 3 or 4 times a game.
It's a job.
It's just that you're providing me with all these good.
And in return, we twist your plans.
Listen, that's the way it has been done since time immemorial, or at least since the early 70s. That Dungeon Master comes up with a game, and the players find a way to completely fuck it over.
Exactly.
Which is
like watching you trying to figure out what is nice.
Yeah, well, I'll say, but that was okay. Fun. Okay, you guys put me through the mental. I think part of it is is learning the kind of books that your characters would like to read. I find that really, and I don't know, man. I think that Hugon has to read Bodice Rippers like on the down low, man. Just like I don't know. That's your call. That's completely your call. But I think it'd just be funny because he's this uber serious character, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, but there's this one little thing. It's like I like
under a floorboard in his room back at the Silver
he likes.
I see them all having like brand new, like they have completely different covers. And it's like a treatise on this part of the world's how they build crossbows, sort of thing. And it's like he's sitting in the back of the bar, very serious.
And it's all young adult fiction. It's all like it's all like Sweet Valley High. It's
Really bad young adult fiction.
yeah. Like totally sappy and over
Yeah,
the top.
it's gotta be C-rated.
Like Christopher Pike stuff from the 90s, you know, like all
Yeah. Or there's like a couple of Ken Follett romance novels in there.
But
He walks down the street, someone's got a Team Edward shirt, and he's like, poor kid.
No, he just punches
Edward's not
them
the
in
right
face.
one.
Edward's not right for her. Oh God, he's one of them.
Except his shirt is like Team Steak. It's got a wooden stake on it.
Meat.
Ship it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I put that on a boat.
No, it's tough. It's always tough. It's always tough. I think Hugon's reaction, or I'd say actually Gideon's reaction to Laura Lissa's overtures is always fun. I did like the absolute fails with sleight of hand of trying to steal books on the down low again.
Just die, man.
Well, no, but
It was
think
good
about
to me
it.
last time.
Try doing a sleight of hand on an enormous book.
Yeah,
That's,
it's pretty
you have to like,
And like,
you gotta prepare for it.
Yes.
You gotta be like, look over there. You know, yeah, the figuring out. Oh wait, it's a code. No, wait, boat, cod, fish. I'm hungry. Code. You know the whole. And I think I did not see. What Dren had Dren's if it loves it, let it go situation.
Isn't that my job as a chaos character? I gotta keep you on your toes.
You do. But no, it's gonna play nicely. It's gonna play nicely into what we have coming up. So, yeah. Guys, this was a lot of fun.
it's good times.
Good times. And
Face hurts. Again.
Yes, exactly.
That's how I know this was a good session.
I had all my books out last night doing research for next week.
Ooh.
For next week, because I figured, okay, I kind of knew where we were gonna get to today if we didn't get too sidetracked. And as soon as I asked about the books, I was worried that we were gonna get sidetracked, and again, of my own making, my own fault.
I mean, it didn't get too bad.
No, it didn't. It didn't turn into a 45-minute discussion on to the books. Yeah, so I already started research for next week, guys. So I'm looking forward to whatever that ends up being.
Yay.
So any other
More
announcements?
Hornet baby.
Any other things we need to talk about? Any other things we want to bring up? Other than a
Not
very
so much.
specific moment on Wednesday night's C-Team game.
Yeah, there were audible E's happening in this house. My girlfriend thought, oh, there was something wrong, and I was in trouble.
No, it's very, very right.
I figured I'd show y'all guys.
It was good. It's a good time.
I was just getting into the car from wrapping up from closing up the restaurant, and I saw it was more like a.
I got word back from Jerry. I said the thank you. He's all like, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I feel like
Our
we need.
DM daddy providing as he always does.
I feel like we need to like send them whatever that missive was, because I mean they essentially have your guys' mail
Trust
now.
me. I've already decided. Once he said that it was the Team X with the scroll seal of Team X, I'm like, fuck, now I gotta sign a scroll seal.
Yes.
So I'm already working on that. Trust me.
Cool.
And I'm gonna send it to him. Like I don't know what's gonna be inside, but I'm gonna send him.
I have an idea for that, and we could talk about that.
Okay.
It's just a picture of a butt.
Never mind. That idea is way better than anything I was thinking of. That's it. That's amazing.
We could do one from each team member. The one from Hugon can be a butt.
I love
Or
it.
just like a middle finger next to a butt.
Dear
There you go.
Omen, middle finger.
Yeah. Your home and bat. So, okay, guys. Again, for those who stuck around for Table Talk, thank you very, very. Team Alice. Anyway, guy. Potato Storms is trying to start up his own Potato Storm in the chat there. It's all right. So, guys, thank you very, very much for tuning in, and we will be back next week with an all new Team X. Have an awesome week. Tune in to Late to the Game on Tuesday, and if Blind Cleric and I ever get our shit together, maybe we'll have our own shows one day. But
Well, yeah, I'm on the second shifts for the rest of the month again.
yeah, I feel your pain, man.
So,
Guys,
woo!
thanks very much for tuning in. We will see you guys on the interwebs. Be awesome, and we'll check you guys later.
Bye.